Good evening and welcome once again to Wednesday evenings for the Nxtgen GT3, broadcasted by JPB Broadcasting with myself, James Parfitt, and Matt Zeniith. He has returned from his illness.
Hello,
everybody.
I'm back.
He's back. So here we are at Sebring, 5.79 kilometers in Florida in the USA. Now, I'm going to tell you there's actually 8 variations of this circuit across the time since it started carnation. Almost all them way back along in 1950. It's had 8 variations. IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is held here. The present FIA WEC is held here. And the GT World Challenge America, the Trans Am Series as well, among others, of course. So it's been absolutely incredible racing here in this Nxtgen GT3 as this evening. Don't forget, guys, we are broadcast live on the JPB YouTube channel and on the Nxtgen GT3 Nxtgen official YouTube channel as well. So please subscribe, turn on the bells, and don't forget to give the video a big old thumbs up. Phil, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining me. As I say, all Formula One questions, please put hashtag Matt at the beginning.
Oh my
Matt will
God.
answer them as soon as he possibly can, because we love a good F1 question, don't we, Matt?
Yes, we do, James. Yes, we do. And you keep bringing it back,
Well,
but it's fine.
You know, at the end of the day, mate, you gotta go with what you gotta go with, and you know, the audience is out there. I'm surprised Daswell's not in already, jumping all over you, telling you that you're, you know. You've got to get your knowledge up. But what have we got in store for them this evening? So we've got a 20-minute qualifying session, 15-minute sprint, and then we have got to change sessions for a 1-hour reverse feature. The reverse will be the reverse grid of the standings within your class. So if Dadswell now finishes in first, he starts all the way back down in 12th, and vice versa as well. So there will be interchangeable places throughout the feature. But to tell us all about last week, Matt, off you go.
Hello, hello. So last week we had an endurance race at Spa. What a race it was. Mark Fletcher taking first for the gold. I believe it was Paul Scott coming first in the silver, and Robert Adams coming in first for the bronze. Mark Fletcher finally getting that win he needs in gold, bringing himself up into first place in the gold class with 162 points. Silver class, we're now seeing Pereira in first with 169 points, and bronze, seeing Baz Meacham keeping his top spot with 147. So that was a great endurance race. I wish I could have been there.
Yes.
I wish I could have been there, James. But
it was absolutely amazing, buddy. But while we're going on to the standings, here are the official standings all the way through from first down all the way into 16th. So we have got Mark Fletcher in first place. Tom Dadswell is just 1 point behind in second. Carmelo Metello a further 10 points back from them in third. Chris Daines in fourth. Rafael DeSantis in fifth. Gianni Peroni in sixth. Gavin Gardner seventh. Adam Watson eighth. Matt Shorter ninth. Gareth Williams in 10th. Brian Walker 11th. Simone Papaiola in 12th. Jamie Dory 13th. Stephen Wessels 14th. Andrew Holmes 15th. And Benji McCluskey in 16th. Now in the silver class, Francisco Santos Pereira is out in front currently on 169 points there. Paul Scott is in second on 50 place. Samuel de Oliveira in third. Adam Hedgecock fourth. Stefan Albanese in fifth. Paul N.T. Williams in sixth. Sean Shute in seventh. Igor Bembic in eighth. Paolo Antonori is in ninth place. So there we go. And into the bronze we go. As we said, Meacham is in first place. Darren Doherty is in second. Daniel Schitzman is in third. Robert Adams fourth. Jordan Bebois fifth. Mark Sykes sixth. Sam Holman seventh. Nigel Stock eighth. Matt Emmons ninth. Mark Baker 10th. David Favo in 11th. Liam Tack in 12th. And Jorge Santos in 13th. Now in the Teams Championship. Sorry, I'll put my teeth in very, very shortly. Altitude Esport out on front on 363 points. Team DRS Esports on 360. DS Racing Esports on 345. Nxtgen Team Orange on 311. XZ Racing on 285. Altitude Esports Blue on 280. Hollerton Trinity Racing on 255. Rano Motorsports on 233. Team Tetra Rouge on 180. Nxtgen Team Purple on 178. And CS Academy are on 55. So there you go. That is everybody up to date with the standings currently as well within this great absolute epic league here. And Sebring is going to be no different. 17 corners of a bumpy track located on an old United States Air Force base located in Sebring in Florida, believe it or not. So there we go.
Ooh.
Absolutely incredible. Sebring is one of the classic racetracks in North America, sports car racing, and plays host to the 12 Hours of Sebring. The raceway occupies a portion of Sebring Regional Airport, an active airport for private and commercial traffic that was originally built in Hendricks Army Airfield, which was a World War II training base for the United States Army Air Forces. So there you go. Bit of history knowledge for you there. Matt, I'm sure you didn't know all of that, did you?
Oh, I knew all of it, James. I knew all of it. Every
Did
part.
you?
As you were saying that, I was nodding along like, yep, this is all pretty common knowledge, you know.
Really?
So.
Really?
Of course.
You know all the things about Sebring, but you can't tell me who Nigel Mansell was.
Well, you see, I now know that that Nigel Mansell.
Nigel Mansell.
Exactly.
NM.
I'm joking, of course.
So there we go, guys. All right, the series itself, exactly as we said tonight, is a sprint and feature. Now, in the feature, all drivers are expected and will have to make a pit stop in the feature race for fuel. Changing tyres will not be mandatory and is the driver's choice whether or not they do change them. So there you go. They will be able to decide whether or not they're going to be wanting to change tyres or not. Now, I did see something somewhere about. Never mind. Don't mind me. You lot carry on. So there you go. Okay, Matt. Who was the last commanding officer?
Who was the last?
Phil's just like, well, now. Who's the last commanding officer now?
Eisenhower.
Eisenhower. God blimey. Does he even exist? Eisenhower.
Eisenhower was an old.
He was an old president, wasn't he? President Eisenhower, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Good job there, Matt. Well done, Matt. Eisenhower, bless him. He's only young, Phil. He's only young. We've got to give him credit, you know what I mean?
I'm joking.
So we've got 26 minutes left on the clock into practice, before the end of practice, and then we go into the qualifying. So watch out, because this is going to be absolutely amazing here tonight.
Gotta love it, James.
Yeah, this track is so tricky. I don't know if you've ever driven like Sebring in any format of sim racing.
I haven't myself, no. I've played around a little bit with sim racing, but Sebring is not the one that I've tested out.
Oh, mate, it is just a different entity.
It looks like a nightmare from what I'm seeing on the map.
It's so bumpy. There's curbs that can bounce you around. There's a hairpin just for good faith decides that it wants to chuck you in the barrier as well. It's literally got everything. It's got turn one. If you get it wrong on the first lap, well, it's just going to be chaos, I think, to be honest. As we see the cars jumping out on track, Darren Doherty is out there at the moment as well. He's leading us away. So Paul Scott is another one as well. Tom Dadswell here will be the first man. As you can see, they are coming round the left and right, 3, 4 and 5 before we go round Big Bend. This long right-hander, Matt. This is one of the draft zones that they can, if they are sensible, can get right side by side. But they are going to have to be really, really careful.
I'm a little bit nervous for this, I've got to say, James. That hairpin especially is going to be tight for a lot of these races, so we'll have to see what's going to happen here. I mean, how do you feel about this? Obviously, you know a lot more about this track than me. Like, what do you think is gonna? Where do you think the real slip-ups are gonna happen?
Okay, so if they don't all make it through turn one, it's going to be at turn one. It's a fast left-hander. You can literally take it at some points in what they in a BMW, Ferrari, so literally be in third gear, maybe even fourth. And you can just basically take it. And you've got to lift off and get your angles right. If you're too close to the inside wall, you're going to hit it. If you're too far out, you're going to not make the corner altogether. The other place you're going to be looking at going would be down into the next set of hairpin section, basically at the beginning down from turn 6 to 7. That's going to be an opportunity. You're probably going to be as you were through 8, 9, 10 and 11, 12, 13 before you come down into the long run down from Tower, Bishops and into 15, 16 into Le Mans, and then of course you've got the Almond Straight, which is what we're on now, and you will literally be flat all the way down looking for the inside line. If I can show you that inside line on board here. So basically it's going to lift on the brakes. He goes, he's got to try and get that car turned and over the bump. It's bumpy as hell around there, and then he's got to be on the gas as early as he can, and away he goes. But coming into turn 1 is just as tricky as well. He's got to keep it to the right hand side, and he goes in through this kink and he'll start turning about now. Lift off, he's got to line it up, get on the gas, off he goes. Go top, on your brakes son, and there you go. So it's a very tricky section of track, that whole section, and they've really got to really think about what they're doing, because otherwise it could be exceptionally dangerous for them.
Definitely. This is really shaping up to be the race that separates the men from the boys, James. This is gonna be tight. I have to say, we've had some pretty crazy races so far, James, that we've commentated. 16 car pileups. We've had crashes all at the wazoo. I'm not looking forward to it.
Well,
I am terrified.
I have to say, I think if they're really sensible, they should be able to make it through. I can't see it being too much of a problem for them, because these guys are all sensible drivers. Do you know what I mean? They should all be able to get it. Where it will come between the backside places downwards into turn 1. So it will be kicking off along the back end and the middle, because if somebody tightens up that beginning and locks up or goes in too quick, forget about it. There's going to be chaos, and I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what they've got to look out for. They've got to look out for that beginning section, because as I say, if they don't all make it through there, after that, they're all going to be done, because it will be literally in the wall, in the wall, in the wall, because it's just one after the other. And the problem is that corner is there's literally, once you start flowing left, there's not a lot of places to go apart from on the grass. Because if they block the inside, you can't go there. So it's going to be a difficult one, but I think these guys can manage to do it. They've just got to give it a good old go and be sensible.
To be fair, we've seen a good few races with these guys now. They're all pretty good drivers.
Yeah.
Like, we can. Some of these guys have been racing for longer than I've been alive. So,
Yes.
and that's not even an exaggeration.
No.
Don't forget, guys, I am 19 years old. There are some of these racers who have been driving for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. They're all sensible, but as we've seen, it doesn't take much to be unsensible. You know what I mean? Look at Road America where we was. The pile-up, it was literally done from somebody pulling right too early, and the next thing you know, there was just 16 cars straight across the track. So it can happen. It can happen.
It really can.
I don't think we've got a lot to worry about. We do have a rolling start. That's going to be the scary thing. You can see on the timing tower, Dadswell's currently out in front at a 1:57.380. Forbes in silver, bronze in Benoit in bronze there. So hopefully they will be able to get ready and get going as well and manage to hold into them places. So I think, Matt, overall, we've just got to sit back and really work out, like, it's almost sit back and enjoy, because if we don't sit back and enjoy it, we're going to be in trouble. And I think, you know, Samuel de Oliveira here is looking a little bit tasty as he's looking at coming down in the Merc. The Merc is actually quite good here. This is what the car, the car I would be in.
Yeah, I think Merc is definitely a safe pick on this track. I would not want to be seeing something like Lamborghini. I don't think I could handle a Lamborghini or something like that on this track. That would be crazy.
I think Gazza Williams has kind of got the idea right as well at the end of the day. You know, he's in one of the BMs as I try and frantically look for Gazza's name. There he is, in a BM.
There he is.
And basically, they are literally a full-blown curb munching machine. If they were Pac-Man, that was what Pac-Man would be if he was a car. It would be a BMW because they literally just eat curbs like they're not even there. And I think this track itself lends itself to some amazing racing, but you've got to be careful over the curbs because, as you say, these curbs are incredibly dangerous, and they've really got to be a little bit on their ball with it, because if they miss it here and they go too tight and hit a wall, they're in trouble. They run wide, you're not going to keep it over that gravel. As soon as you start hitting that gravel, you're gone. And then you've got the wiggly bit here, which is full of curbs. There's one high curb that can come and bite you. Then we've got another one on the inside just for good health. And then we've got an even deeper one out on the left. And if you run wide there, just for good health and all, there's one there that's going to kick you off and all. So, you know, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. You know,
it's a bit of a kick you while you're down. Like,
yeah, exactly. And, you know, they've got to be on the ball.
There's not a lot of... The margin for error here is very, very small.
Yeah.
I would not... If you make one mistake, it's gonna flip out into the others.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. That's what they've got to be careful for.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, at the end of the day, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing a lot of times coming through here. As we were talking, we saw Santos coming in with only 1.224 behind Dadswell, which is a pretty strong time, putting him in 11th. We've got Forbes just behind that, and Gavin Gardner coming on 13th. Bebois taking the first place with bronze so far, with a total of 159.313, looking pretty strong there from Bebois, followed by Albanese and Sykes. All under 2 minutes there until we get down to 22nd with Adams at 2 minutes 0 seconds, 0.683.
Yeah, I can tell you
These are
now,
all strong times.
Yeah, they're strong times, and it's difficult as well to get. Oh, as you can see, that was a curb. Basically, to get below 2 minutes, it's tough. You know what I mean? I drove the Ferrari round here before, and I was constantly driving it and driving it and driving it and driving it and driving it. I don't think I got below a 2 minute. Like literally, I was on a 2 minute 002, and I was at it all the time. And it's really difficult to get this right, and this is one of the things that they are going to have to try and work their utmost to get it right, because it is tough, and they've got to kind of be careful. And you know, we're talking 29 cars on track this evening as well.
That's a lot. I mean, thank God we don't have an endurance race here. Can you imagine doing 2 hours of these turns?
No, I've tried that already. It didn't work out too well for me.
Yeah, I mean, that would be scary. That would be really scary.
At the end of the day, it's you know, these guys are all very sensible and know their stuff. They've just got to know what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, the fact that they're coming straight out the gate with a 157 from Dadswell, that's a good sign for things to come from the sprint. A 157 straight out the gate is no easy feat.
No, definitely not.
And we're seeing a lot of them from the top 7. Chris Danes coming in 157.999, just on the board there at 158, followed by Shorter, not even 0.06 of a second just behind him. This is going to be tough. This is really going to be tough. I mean,
and the first
sprint race is a sprint race.
Yeah, exactly. The first one is going to be manic, because you think these guys got 15 minutes to get to the front. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
15
exactly.
minutes to go for it, and if they don't go for it, it's all going to go wrong.
Yeah, you're looking at probably 7.5 laps total max.
If that. Yeah.
If even.
Yeah,
like one
that's the
mistake
thing.
could be the make or break. You've got to be on your A game if you want to stay where you are in this race. You cannot miss one turn on a track like this.
No, you can't be lazy. If you think you're going to come into this and be lazy, then you're in even more trouble.
Exactly.
So, you know, we'll just have to see how they get on all the way through. As you can see on the left-hand side there, guys, they are in their classes, gold, silver and bronze this evening, and currently they all are nicely nestled here. I think at the end of the day, we're going to have to just see how this one works out, I think, because, you know, we want them to have a good, nice, clean race. But we know how tough the circuit is, and I think going, you know, we're on board with Oliveira now. Just going down here, this dips on the inside, and there's a curb. We run wide,
Yeah, like
we're on the ground.
they come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and the curb dips on the inside. It's almost like a little kind of dip down and then goes out the other side. And I've got it wrong there in the Ferrari. I've spun it myself. So, but then again, these guys are a lot more capable than I am. You know what I mean? Got a curb there that's going to bite you.
Not
if you
too
get it
bad,
wrong.
James.
Mate,
Don't throw yourself down too much. You're not that bad.
I'm a bit shabby. And then he's got this where he was on the grass because he went out late. So, you know.
I mean,
there's a lot to get involved with here, and there's a lot that can go wrong. They just want to hope that it doesn't. That's really all I can say about it at the moment.
Yeah, thankfully we haven't had too much crazy stuff happening from the get-go in this qualifying. It's going to be different once it comes to the sprint, I'm sure of that, but this is a good sign of things to come if things are staying pretty stable from now on. I mean, Tom Dadswell and Mark Fletcher, obviously the two front runners in gold, they're going to be ones to watch for this. We're going to be watching Santos and De Oliveira and Hedgecock, Doherty, Meacham, all these kind of big names from each class. Honestly, though, I think we should definitely keep an eye on Chris Danes here. Obviously, Chris Danes has a lot of experience. He's done a lot of racing in his time. We saw him in the first race win the endurance, thanks to his amazing fuel conservation. So that honestly, I think all bets are off because it's really going to be a hard one to pick. I mean, we could see a bronze racer get first. It's that kind of track.
Maybe,
so,
depending on how bad it goes up front.
I mean, honestly,
that's the thing. I think we've got to look and see how bad it goes up front. If it goes completely wrong, and everybody's in chat will know how bad this track can be into turn one if you're in a queue, right? And I'm not just chatting here, just telling you a bunch of fibble wibbles. You know what I mean? You all know how bad it can be into turn one, and it can go wrong. And that's the thing. They've got to get round turn one and file it out through 2 and 3, because if they don't file, you can't really run too wide. It's going to be too tight, and there's going to be people off, and there's going to be very upset drivers who... The only good thing... Listen, there is a silver lining to not making it through the sprint, right? And the silver lining is, if you start last in... If you finish last in the sprint, whether that's you finish or you're off, you start first in the feature.
Exactly.
So, there is that side of it, right? The bad side of it is, you got no points.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, James. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, because obviously the feature races are a lot longer than sprint, so you have to, if you're starting off first in the feature, you've got to keep that place for a lot longer than you would in the sprint.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They've got to concentrate more. You got an hour
exactly.
with a pit stop. You know,
an hour on this track is going to be hell.
I don't like 45 minutes on this in an ESS race, but let alone an hour. And what did I do? A couple of hours in an endurance, and that was bad enough. My arms felt like jelly by the time I finished. Daniel Stimon is in 26th place at the moment there. Stimon in the Mercedes as he comes around, currently sitting on a 2-minute 1:3, so not quite in to the 1:59 barrier at the moment. Nearly. But it's not quite there. Everybody else is yellow across the board. Stefan Albanese as well. He is also another one that's yellow across the board. Jorge Santos not really improving. Robert Adams no improvement as well. Peroni definitely not. Gavin Gardner no improvements either. So with 5 minutes remaining, there's not a lot going on with improved times at this moment in time. But
yeah,
let's see how it all works out.
Everyone's pretty spread out as well, so we get to digest the track a little bit before we go into the chaos of the first lap of the sprint. So got a little bit of breathing room. Obviously, number 6 and 10 are pretty close together at the moment, coming into turn 4. Not looking forward to the big bend there, down to that straight, but it's going to be tough. Yeah, thankfully, it's just a qualify. They've
got to be literally really sensible, right? This is the two Veranos, okay? So we've got here, we're on board with Gavin Gardner, and in front of that is probably, no, not Chris Dace, Gianni Peroni, right? So Gavin Gardner, Gianni Peroni. Now, these two can work together, but the guy in front has got to be quick. And he's got to really get on his boots, because if he doesn't, and they're not towing in an effective way, they're going to be down the back of the order. And they need to tow effectively.
There's only so much you can do here. Like, it's gonna be a bit tough. There's only so much you can do when it comes to teamwork on a track like this. Like, both players, no matter how much they're communicating, they have to be on their A game if they want to work as a team here.
Yeah, because even through this fast-flowing section of Tower, Bishop, and down into 15 and 16 in Le Mans, it flows quite quick, but then you've got this right-hander where you go right, and then we're going to go left, and then you've got to loop it out, use as much of this outside track as you can, and then try and use the right-hander. You know, you've got the right-hander, they've got to try and come off the curb and not spin it off the curb. And trust me, it's spinnable on that curb. You know, Peroni now, as you can see him currently in the BMW, is looking at coming down in, he's got 2 greens at the moment. He's just gone wide there, because that is basically means that Gavin Gardner is obviously flying. I can't see Gardner. He's got 2 greens currently in the moment, so there might be some improvements here across the board. What can Gardner do? Can he improve on his 158.41?
Yes, he can. 158.297.
Well, there you go.
Small improvements, marginal gains.
Yeah, 1:58.297. So there we go. But improvements and improvements. So
yeah,
you know, you take the rough with the smooth. So, but I think that all in all, these guys know this track, and unfortunately for Darren Doherty, it looks like, oh no, Stefan Albanese, it looks like he has definitely got to see all of the track. So let's find out what went on with Stefan Albanese. Ooh, just overcooks it going into 3, and that is one of the things that could happen. On that run out of 3, actually that's out of 5, the left-hander of 5 before you start going, no, it is 3, right, 4, yeah, 3, 4, 5. Then he'll go around that corner, and then he'll start on that long run down through Big Bend. So, look, it's easily done. Do you know what I mean?
it is very easily done, James.
Yeah, it is very easily done as well. So no real massive movers and shakers at the moment, guys. You can see we're on this very hot day here, by the looks of it, in the sunny world of Florida at 23 degrees track temperature, 9:52 in the morning. Back in time. I love it when we go back in time. May 15th, 2022. So
nice.
the wife will be happy because that's only 6 days away from her birthday again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know, but I don't tell her I've gone back in time because I'll have to buy her another birthday present. You know what I mean? They're expensive.
What did you get her last time, though, James? What did you get her last time?
Oh, Matt, I've slept loads since then.
Oh, no.
I really can't remember. Do you know what? I don't think I did give her any physical items apart from a little thing from the kids. I think we went shopping and I just gave her money.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
The cheap way out. Okay, I see what it is. Yeah.
Hey, mate, you don't go out with my wife. It's a tough one deciding what she wants to buy, trust me. You know what I mean? There's a woman who tells you and says, I don't want anything, so you don't get her anything, and next thing you know, you're on the sofa for a week. Guys, button up here. Boys, come on.
No, I know what you're on about.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it, including Phil and everybody else. You all know what I'm talking about. So there we go.
I may be young, but I know what that's like.
Yeah, mate, it's grief. Because they say one thing and then we get in trouble for doing what they say, which normally is never really an issue because normally we don't do what they say and then we get in trouble anyway, but we do what they say and we get in trouble. So, hey-oh. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whatever the book title says it is. But let's give you a quick rundown. In goal, Dadswell, Watson and Fletcher occupy the first 3 places. So that's Altitude Esports, Esports Blue and Esports taking 1, 2 and 3. DeSantis in 4, Wessels in 5, Peroni in 6, Danes in 7, and then Matt Shorter with CS Academy is coming in at 8th place. In silver, we have got Santos in first, Forbes in second, De Oliveira third, Hedgecott fourth, Albanese fifth, Williams in sixth, and Scott in 7th. Then in bronze, we've got Doherty in first, Bedwell second, Sykes in third, Stock in fourth, Adams fifth, Meacham sixth, Holman 7th, and Stimon is in 8th place. So a stellar job from all of them currently as well. So we'll keep an eye as this materializes, but it is overall on the board, and there are the places. Yes, I knew every bump in my sofa. Yeah, you and me both. Good luck. Let's hope for some clean, good racing. Go Stephen Wessels. So with the South African flag there from Elwin Elvit 80. Elwin Elvit 80 Sykes. You're not related to Mark? Are you related to Mark? Maybe. I'll probably say that. It'll probably come out to Mark's wife, or I don't even, actually I don't know if Mark has got a wife. Anyway, never mind. Back to the input track. We have come to the end of quality. Sorry, I was going on a little bit of a tangent then, don't mind me. Come to the end of qualifying. As you can see here, guys, we will bring you up the results very, very shortly when they come in, and just wait for everybody to finish off, and then we'll bring you up the grid. And Matt, if you think going shopping with the missus, you don't know anything. I know. Him saying about the cheap and easy way out. He's never been, has he? Mark Fletcher Racing Altitude clubs are now off. I don't mind being out qualified by 1, but not 2 of them. Well, yeah, but Mark, you're in Altitude as well, buddy. You know what I mean? Help me out. Or have I got that wrong? You know? Just the thing is, Adam Watson's from Altitude Blue, so...
Yeah, there's a bit of friendly rivalry there, you know what I mean? Like,
no, Mark, I don't think Mark's friendly about it. You know what I mean? Mark, we want to make it round turn 1. Everybody through turn 1, please, buddy. I'm the team owner. Oh, sack 'em all, Mark. Sack 'em all. I'm on Mark's side. Go team Mark. Mark's the boss.
James is looking for a job. You're looking for some free coaching there, James. Try and up your racing a little
hit
bit.
Me up. DMs are open for my love and support. Go Mark Fletcher. I need one of them t-shirts that say I'm on Team Mark. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Don't take you for much of a competitive gamer though, James.
No, mate, I literally just, you know, I'm on whoever's winning. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the difference is I'm a Spurs fan, so that can't be all right. Have fun.
Oh my God.
We're gonna make it good. I bet you are going round Sebring as well. So it can't always be right about I'm on the winning team, right? Because I'm a Spurs fan, and you know we didn't win the other day, and we didn't win the day before that either, and lost to Man United and Newcastle. Yeah. So you know, hey, look.
I don't even watch football, but losing to Man United is pretty rough.
Hey, if you don't even watch football, shh.
Oh my God.
Right, we are waiting for the finishing of qualifying results to come through. Mark Fletcher's right, this is going to be fun. So stay tuned as well for that one. Don't forget, guys, if you are watching on the JPB, give it a subscribe as well and a thumbs up and turn on the bells for notifications. We hit 200 followers today. You need to change Forbes to gold class on your listings. Why? He's only
Maybe
2K.
Yeah.
Why am I changing him to gold? He's only 2K. Just share the same awesome surname. I raced last season, but recently moved to South Africa to Portugal. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So there we go.
It's quite a change there.
Yeah, definitely.
Halfway across the world.
Why do I need to change Forbes to gold, though, Mr. Edgecock? He's gold in session. Is he? Oh, I've got him in the wrong channel then.
Ooh.
All right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
He's professional productions, James.
I went by I-rated and he was only 2K. So leave me out of it. Right. The grid is up here for race 1. 15-minute sprint. Tom Dadswell is in pole position. Adam Watson in second. Mark Fletcher in third. Rafael DeSantis in fourth. Stephen Wessels in fifth. Gianni Peroni in sixth. Matt Shorter in seventh. Chris Daines in eighth. Gaza Williams in ninth. Carmelo Metello in 10th. Gavin Gardner in 11th. Ryan Walker down in 12th place. Santos is in. Francisco Santos Pereira in 13th. Neil Forbes is 14th. Jamie Dory 15th. Stefan Albanese 16th. Samuel de Oliveira 17th. Adam Hedgecock 18th. That rounds out your silver. In bronze, Darren Doherty, Jordan Bedwar. There we go into Paul Williams. Paul Scott down in 22nd. Mark Sykes 23rd. Nigel Stock is in 24th place. Beyond that, we've got Robert Adams in 25th. Baz Meacham 26th. Sam Ullman 27th. Daniel Stimon in 28th. And Jorge Santos in 29th place there as well. So that rounds out the grid this evening. So stay tuned. Get ready to go, because it is going to be a go Murray Walker moment, and we're going to see how they all do with going into turn 1, because I think that is going to be the one and only place that could go completely wrong. So
yeah, turn 1 and that hairpin as well is going to be a little bit scary.
Yeah,
honestly, all these turns are pretty scary, to be honest. I mean, like, I think turn 1 especially.
Yeah, I think overall they've got to be sensible, which they will be, I'm sure. As we can see, Santos Pereira there and sorted out that as well, because that was looking a little bit rough. But there you go. Nice to see you. Is Dadswell going to let his boss win tonight? Well, okay, we just have to see there. Dadswell, Mr. I can't qualify. How are you? Right, the pace lap is underway. Right. I really want to be somewhere other than the chopper for the start, and I've got a funny feeling this just could be absolute chaos. So we are going to jump on the blimp, I think, for this one as we're coming around that last corner. They've got to formate. Are you
ready, James?
I am ready, but they've got to formate a little bit more sensibly. As we can see down here now, further down the order, they've got to be up 2 by 2. Tom Dadswell, Adam Watson. Well, here we go. It's going to be
lights
James. Lights out, away we go. And already Gaza Williams is up there as well, giving the Porsche a nice little gentle push through. Are they all going to make it through? Let's have a look. Here is the line of 3 wide coming down through now. Here we go. Paul Williams further on from that at the same time. Everybody's made it through, and now we're on board with Adam Watson, who's run wide. Adam's run wide. He's gone off track. He's dropped down the order, so the order didn't make it through. They're in 8th place, -6 currently at the moment. But that is turn 1 over and done with for Tom Dadswell and Rafael DeSantis. And there you go, Matt. Scary start for some.
We're through. We're coming down to the hairpin though. They're still going to be tight. We got all the cars are still really close together. Dadswell staying in front, followed closely behind by DeSantis and Fletcher. It's going to be tough.
Wessels
Looking tight, but people seem to keep on. It seems pretty safe from now on. Stephen Wessels. Come on, Stephen
Wessels
Wessels.
come through. Yeah, he was basically under attack from Matt Shorter and Chris Daines. And there he's just got Peroni as well. So this could be completely go wrong as they're running side by side. Wessels on the right, Peroni on the left. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Round you go, son. There is no stopping that. You're coming into track. You are coming into track. And that's it. Bye-bye, Peroni.
Yeah.
And the question was, that, my dear sir, down in the Audi, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be one of the Altitude Esports of Adam Watson. It was. And this is why that was always going to happen, because as soon as Peroni started going across the grass, there was no recovery. Look.
Yeah, that was it gone.
Yeah, you can see him, there's a massive dose of net code.
Catches it.
No, there was a massive dose of net code, and as soon as he's going back, he can't stop it. He can't stop it. Nowhere for him to go at all.
No!
Yeah,
I missed that part. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So it was a massive dose of net code, so we'll let Peroni know. Evening, Dadswell, by the way, mate. Hope you're well. So we will let Adam Watson know that it was a massive dose of net code. Wessels know, because that's what one of the problems was down here. Samuel de Oliveira now is your current 12th place man, 11th, as he's trying to go round the outside of one of the Veranos. That's Gavin Gardner. So Oliveira makes it round the outside, and now he's got Santos in front of him here in the 10th and 11th. The battles on the Mercs. Gavin Gardner's being pushed out. He's been bullied by
He really is.
I know, he's got to be careful.
They're piling on him at the moment. We've got a very clear divide between. We've got 3 kind of packs going on here, James. This is going to be probably closest battle right now. Gavin Gardner in the gold, sitting 14th. He's under attack by so many different people. Albanese, Hedgecock, there's Dory in the mix there, pretty close as well. You've got people like Forbes and Doherty, not far behind either. Coming around the hairpin here, down to turn 8 and 9. This is looking crazy. They're coming around. Everyone is super close together. We're lucky. We've only had one big incident, thankfully. But here we go, come around. Down to another turn here, down to number 10, Conrad Collier.
Yeah.
Missed my information a little bit there, apologies. Here we're going around.
Collier. Yeah, it's cool, man. Don't worry. It's always tricky.
Turn number 13.
Yeah, into 13 we go. Down through Tower, coming down in through Bishop now. These guys are flying, Albanese and Gavin Gardner. This is one of your closest battles. There is a little bit. They're 3 tenths apart up front currently at the moment, so we will keep an eye on that one, and let's see if it keeps coming down as well. 2 tenths, 1 tenth. So we're going to jump forward. They're on the Almond Straight. We've got Albanese. We've got Rafael DeSantis. They're going to take it 3 wide, are they not? No, at the moment, but I can tell you what, DeSantis is going to fly up the middle.
Oh my
Mark
God.
Fletcher is trying to come through as well. Oh, Tom Dadswell. DeSantis is through. Then Dadswell, then Fletcher, and then further back we've got the Verano of Chris Daines. So, yeah.
Gee.
Wouldn't want to be playing this myself, mate. I've got to be honest. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, that Almond Straight is scary, James. I'm not looking.
Yeah, Matt
I'm telling you what, that terrifies me.
Yeah, Matt Short is trying to come through as well, but back up front we've got this very close battle here from these guys at this moment in time, battling away as much as they possibly can with the 3. We've got DeSantis, Dadswell, Fletcher. We know how this has turned out. Watson lost out big time on the first lap, lost out big time Dadswell. We got caught up in Peroni's accident and has dropped all the way down the field there, mate. So there we go. Oh! Dadswell's opened up that door for Fletcher to run up there.
Christ.
They've opened up the door to run up.
That hairpin is always tight. I'm clenching when it comes to that hairpin, James. I do not like that.
Yes.
Come around to turn 10 here already. Holy.
Yeah, he's
this
slotted
is definitely
in behind him.
Yeah, this is crazy. James, I'm terrified.
It'll We'll be fine, honestly. Just nuzzle down, call the action, and we're all good here in the booth for tonight as we're going round 11 and 12 before we go down into 13. And off we go with Carmelo Metello, Matt Shorter, and Chris Daines in front of us there as well. Matt Shorter from CS Academy, currently in the BMW is Matt, with the Wessels there in the Porsche, and then he's got the Team DRS Carmelo Metello Porsche behind him as well, flying down currently in the moment. Neil Forbes in the Ferrari is battling with Adam Hitchcock. Now, Adam's told me to put him in gold, and I can't see. I don't know how that one works out, so maybe that might have to come back and be changed.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, because it wasn't really he jumped in tonight. There wasn't anybody in. He wasn't on the driver list, so we have added him in. But Mark Sykes has been involved in his own little incident, and let's see what Mark's been up to here, completely on his own, going round at turn 16 of Le Mans.
Oh,
he's caught the outside, buddy, in the wall. There you go.
As you said, as soon as they catch that bit, there's nowhere else but the wall to go.
Yeah, as soon as you're accelerating on a curve that doesn't like being accelerated on, it ain't good. So gold, we got DeSantis, Dadswell, Fletcher, and then we go down into silver now. We've got currently Santos, De Oliveira, Albanese, Hedgecock, Scott, and Williams. They're leading it off. In bronze, we've got Doherty, Bebois, Stimon, Adams, Stock, Holman, Meacham, and Santos. So what an absolutely epic little pockets of battles we've got going on for us currently at the moment. Francisco Santos and Samuel de Oliveira here as well, trying to the battle of the Mercs in silver. But Adam Hedgecock and Neil Forbes there, Matt, are going to be running all the way down into that tight hairpin. We've got Team DRS Albanese there making his way past, currently making his way past Neil Forbes. So.
No,
no. Jamie Dory.
Oh no, Jamie Dory.
It looks like he's already been done. No, he's already been done. Hold on. Let's see how far we can go back. Nope, he's got done there as well. Let's see if we go back a little bit further. No, he's already off there as well. So he's come back on there. He's been off here.
Oh.
His car's grabbing really, really badly. That's going down
that's not
through
what
turn one. On the thing, there we go. Look, can't stop it. Boom.
And there he goes, straight into the wall.
Yeah, that is a very crabby McLaren, and that's going to be the land of no return for Jamie Dory, and that's one of the fears that we were talking about. But this is the battle within gold. Metello, Wessels, and Shorter here battling it out in the
battle of the Titans, James.
Fifth place. Yeah, Metello is absolutely flying.
Sunset Bender's crazy.
Good evening.
Coming around.
Howdy, all. I hope you're all well. I'm very well.
Yeah, thank you. How are we doing good, Jeremy? Stressful. It is fine. As we're coming around to turn one here.
Matt's a little bit stressed. You know what I mean?
I'm always stressed when it comes to sprint races. They're fast, and I don't want to see these guys crash. They're great guys, and they're great racers. So it's always good to see a nice clean race.
Yeah, you
coming around stepping up and easy.
Don't you worry about it. Oh no, not for Ryan Walker. That was Walker. Where was that? That was Forbes in the Ferrari.
Yeah, that was.
Sideways.
Bit of a Tokyo drift going on there. Someone started playing the soundtrack. He seems to have recovered it all right, though. Doesn't look to be doing too bad.
That's Jamie Dory again. That's
Jamie Dory
again.
Oh, no.
Oi, Santos has jumped to the pits. Santos has jumped to the pits after this incident. This is all on his own. He's going around the last corner. Round through Sunset he goes. Do you know what? He's going to hit the bump and run wide. It's going to hit the bump and go wide. There you go. He cuts, he's literally under the...
Clips it, and then tyres.
Done. So there you go. He's in the pits now. We've got 5:41 on the clock. We've got lap 5 currently, and we've still got DeSantis out in front from Dadswell, from Fletcher, from Daines, from Shorter, from Metello, from Vessels, from Walker, and Williams there as well. Kazan Williams in at 9th. Francisco Santos Pereira is currently leading your silver class with Samuel de Oliveira behind that as well. Then we go down to Jordan Bebois. He's leading the bronze currently as well, chasing down Neil Forbes in front of him at this moment in time. So
Jordan Bebois.
Yeah, he's got a big old gap to Doherty, mate. So I
definitely
don't
does.
Feel, I don't feel there's any issues there at all. But again, as that are on the left-hand side, you can say Stimon is up 8. Look at that. Oliveira 6, Daines 4, Metello 4, DeSantis 3. You know
DeSantis up 3 is pretty good. Dadswell going down 1. Fletcher staying where he is. Hopefully Fletcher was saying the gloves are coming off. He might be able to take over in these last, I think, probably 2 or 3 laps left. There can't be long left, only 5 minutes. It's going to come down to the wire, James. Obviously, we're following on Paul Williams right now, coming down the straight into the finish line here for this lap. He's chasing up. I believe there's Forbes and Benoit.
So he's got Scott and Benoit in front of him.
Yeah, sorry, my text is really small because I only have one monitor.
No, that's fine. So you know what I mean. Oh, bye bye, Paul Scott.
Oh, he's taking out Benoit as well.
Oh, but Jordan Benoit was just in the lead in bronze, and has now, unfortunately, will no longer be in the lead of bronze.
Oh God! So, unfortunate for Benoit. Wrong time, wrong place.
Yep.
There's not what you want to see.
No, not what we want to see at all. But unfortunately, Benoit there as well. Paul Scott come off track, and that was the occasions of it. Matt Shorter and Carmelo Metello here. Carmelo Metello has just made it past Shorter. So let's have a look how the Albanese Forbes battle is going at the same time, as these guys are battling it out across the timing tower currently at the moment as well. You can see the gaps on the left-hand side. If they're yellow, they're outside half a second. If they're doing 2 tenths, they're orange. So there we go. Your fan club has arrived already. Here he is. You're born in winter, Dad's well. That's all you, buddy. That's all you. Not me. Oh dear.
Oh, you can love it.
I don't know. The thing is, Dad's well, I don't know who's got the. If you've got a moderator on that one, the only thing I can do is obviously block it from my end. So I suggest we probably all do the same. But there we go. All done and dusted. Carmelo Metello, Matt Shaw, 2:57 on the clock. We're going to get one and one more. They have passed, but Metello and Shorter, here we go down into turn 1 now, running on that inside line is the team Darius. Oh, Metello.
Oh, it's clean.
Yeah, what do you mean? Oh, it's clean. Like
turn one is dangerous, man. If it's clean, I'm calling it out.
Yeah, like it was shot, like there was a shock there. Oh, they got through clean. Gaza Williams is another one. He is in the fight with the only Lambo in the field of Ryan Walker this week. So,
oh, going on Lambo is.
Yeah, the man Lambo, Ryan Walker did really well with the endurance. So
yeah, I mean,
goes
definitely did.
71. Who is 71? That's Rafael DeSantis currently in.
Oh yeah,
first
DeSantis in first right now.
Yep. DeSantis is in first place there as well. So there are your car numbers on the left-hand side, so you know who is who and where are where. And there, just for good health, is the gaps to the cars in front for them at the same time. So all the information you need is on the screen. It does look very big and very quite full. So we'll whip off that one and we'll do that for you instead. But the bottom of the bronze is here from about 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. They're all running down there together. Stock, Adams.
Yeah, that's all going to be pretty tight.
Stock,
yeah, it is.
Adams, Holman, Doherty. Watson. Watson's a little bit further back, but Doherty, Holman, Adams, Stock. So they're all there pretty much together. But back up front, DeSantis is under a lot of pressure as we're going down the Holman straight. 1:25 left on the clock this evening. Let's see how this one pans out. Tight. Yeah, can DeSantis do it? That's what's freaking on the right-hand side. He's thinking about it.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, that's what's tightened up. That's what's tightened up the inside line.
Oh no! Fletcher might be able to slot in.
Fletcher as well.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I know DeSantis lost 1. He lost 3. Going down, he lost 2 places. DeSantis dropping all the way down the field for the last lap of this race here this evening, and he ran in a little bit too hard. We'll have a look here from the TV. He goes in, just runs in far too deep, and that allows the 2 BMWs of Fletcher and Dadswell through. And DeSantis is free and now down into 3rd place. And he's got a lot of work on his hands if he expects to be catching up with these guys before that. So there we go.
That was very clean by Fletcher and Dadswell there. They were pretty much in sync as they both passed out DeSantis there. I have to say that was pretty satisfying. The way they were both they both slotted in there. That was pretty satisfying. So
DeSantis had nowhere to go. The problem was obviously he'd already gone
once you go that wide, you just got to commit to it. You got to let him through.
Yeah.
You don't want a crash to happen.
There was nothing there he could have done. You know, so he ran in deep and he ran, and that's the consequences. You just kind of, you know, Stock it
Yeah,
up
I mean,
in a
it
way and
happens.
go again.
We're on the last lap though, James.
Yeah,
I
last
believe.
lap 8, and they're coming down now through 13, through to 14 of Bishops. Here we go.
Ooh, here we go, James. It's all going to happen on Sunset, James. Sunset is where Almond Straight is where we'll see the start, and then Sunset is where things are going to tighten up between Fletcher and Dadswell.
They're not going to be stupid.
I don't know. They could get competitive. They could get competitive.
Yeah, and they will be. They're going to be competitive, but they're also going to do it sensibly. I don't think on the last lap of the race this is going to happen here. As we can see now, DeSantis just climbing all over the back. This is what I mean. There's nothing going to be doing here with Tom Dadswell. I think this is going to be set in stone. Dadswell will take the victory over Fletcher here tonight in the sprint race. So Dadswell will start at the back of the golds. Dadswell, Fletcher, DeSantis, Chris Daines, Carmelo Metello, Matt Shorter, Ryan Walker, Gaza Williams brings out the top 10, so well done there as well. Francisco Santos Pereira takes the victory in silver with Samuel de Oliveira right behind him, and then we've got Daniel Stimon down in 17th place. He's another Merc, so we've got 2 Merc winners in classes tonight. Santos Pereira is winning silver, and then Daniel Stimon is winning in bronze. And Nigel Stott comes across in the Merc as well. Sam Holman in the BMW, closely followed by Darren Doherty. So last lap lunch for Fortune. Yeah. Well, we got him on the lap before, though, Dadswell, to be fair. Got him on the lap before. So,
yeah,
you know, you can't really call it last lap, but Paul Scott is trying to come across the line after his incident. Paul there as well, and then we've got number 27 of Jorge Santos Pereira is having a bit of a Jorge Santos, sorry, is having a bit of a rough one this evening in the Mercedes as well. He's going to be coming across the line, and Gianni Peroni, of course, went across backwards and straight into Adam Watson. So unfortunately for him, it didn't go too well as he's now coming down the Ullman before we go into Sunset. But we've got Paul Scott's going across the line. Jorge Santos is going across the line, and we're just waiting for this man, Gianni Peroni. The catch-up, I thought 71 had it, close one. Yeah, he should have done.
Almost, yeah.
To be fair, though, Mango, he probably should have done. He made the mistake on that corner, and as you once you go in, it's just very bumpy, and he went in and he just hit the bumps, and there was just nowhere physically for him to go. Right, guys, so here we go for the results in the sprint race. Tom Dadswell is in first place, Mark Fletcher in second, Rafael De Santos in third, Chris Daines in fourth, Carmelo Metello fifth, Matt Shorter sixth, Ryan Walker seventh, Gaza Williams in eighth place, Francisco Santos Pereira in ninth in overall, but winner in your silver, first in your silver class with Samuel de Oliveira behind him as well. Adam Hedgecock took third there and is currently down in 12th. Gavin Gardner in 11th. Neil Forbes 13th. Stephen Wessels 14th, and Paul Williams in 15th. Daniel Stimon down in 16th, but bronze winner overall is in first. Nigel Stock there in 17th. Sam Holman 18th. Darren Doherty in 19th. Stefan Albanese down in 20th. Robert Adams 21st. Adam Watson was involved with Peroni going backwards in 22nd. Baz Meacham as well got caught himself up in some incidents, as did Paul Scott, as did Jordan Brony, as did Jordan Bebois. Bebois got unfortunately hit by Scott from Bebois from his bronze lead. So, and then Jorge Santos and Jamie Dory. So there we go, guys. We are going to pop onto a BRB screen while we change sessions, and we'll be right back very, very shortly. So don't go anywhere. Sit back, relax, chill out, have a good time, go and get a drink, because we will be back right after this. Okay, guys, good evening, and we are back once again. Apologies for the fact that you've had no music. Not quite entirely sure what happened, but no music was playing towards the end there. As always, guys, you've got myself, James Parfitt, and Matt Zeniith in at the booth this evening, bringing you now what's going to be an hour feature race with a mandatory pit stop for fuel. They do not have to take tyres, but they will if they want to, so it is the driver's choice, but they necessarily don't have to. We've got a little under about 4:47 on the clock for practice. Don't forget, guys, if you are here, please hit the subscribe, thumbs up, and turn on the bells for notifications, because we are in for an action-packed feature race of a 1 hour long feature here tonight. So yep, stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Because it's going to be amazing. What do we reckon on the sprint, Matt? It was quite a manic sprint.
It was pretty action. Yeah, it was pretty action-packed. I mean, we saw just in the end there, DeSantis losing out, getting into third. First going to Dadswell, apologies. Second going to Fletcher. It was a pretty tough race. Luckily, we didn't have too many crashes. It was pretty stressful. There were a couple of times where we thought something was going to happen, but luckily they managed to keep it clean. Not too much going wrong. So hopefully we can see that kind of emulated in the endurance race here, James.
Yeah, we should be, good. There was a few incidents. Obviously, we saw Peroni go backwards across the track on the grass. Not much he could do, unfortunately, straight into the side of Adam Watson. That knocked Watson out as well. A few little incidents with Paul Scott and Jordan Bebois. That probably, as Paul said, he wasn't loving the Audi around here at the moment. It doesn't cope well with the bumps, and unfortunately for him, he went basically into Jordan Bebois, which unfortunately took Bebois out of the lead of bronze. But it was a complete accident. So yeah, and of course we saw Daniel Stimon winning the bronze as well. So congratulations to him, taking his first victory, I believe, in this racing this season, if I'm not mistaken. But there you go. Hope you all are well. Dad's well. Hope you're well. You're still here as well. Mango, thank you so much for joining us as well. And of course, Phil from across the pond, if you're still here, say hi, guys. Much love to you all. Katie Ames as well. Is Dad's well going to let the boss win tonight? Well, that was answered, because that was a no. He did not. Setting up at the rig soon, hopefully, says Elwin as well. So hopefully, that would get you racing as well, so that would be absolutely incredible. So thank you so much for all of you for joining me here, and Matt this evening as well. Silence is golden. Yeah, it was just a little bit unfortunate. When I hit play, I walked away and I didn't realise that it actually didn't carry on, which was a little bit frustrating, but there we go. Modern technology and live TV, it's a wonderful thing when it happens.
It always is, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? That's the joys of live TV, mate. Unfortunately, things and technical issues do want to like happening. So
exactly.
Phil is still here. Hi, Phil. He says in chat 156. Don't forget this is the reverse grid, guys, as well. So Dadswell, Fletcher, and DeSantis will be at the back of the gold class for this race. The same with Pereira and Oliveira. They will be at the back of silver. So will Stimon be at the back of bronze. So it is a reverse grid on finishing places as well, Matt.
Definitely. I mean, this is a tricky race. 1 hour is not going to be easy, and obviously, unfortunately, we had some. A couple people get knocked out. James, a couple people knocked out. We got Bebois, Scott, Watson, all kind of losing their grip a little bit. Unfortunately, out of their control, but it's going to be a good race. Let's hear in the chat for who you think is gonna take up first in this race.
Yeah. Well, Adam Watson is going to have a deal, because he's now going to be at the front of golds, I would have thought.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely good for them now that they're starting in the feature, but not great in the sprint.
No, but then again, he could do a lot with Peroni going backwards. The grass is ice in iRacing. That's literally how it always has been, and probably will continue to be. There was literally zero grip on the grass. Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably not any grip in real life on grass, right? And I fully appreciate that. But in iRacing, it seems to be sort of to a different magnitude of level of zero grip. It was probably full on the brakes and it's still not stopping that car going backwards.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, you can't. Watson just got caught up in it. So, bit of a shame.
Yeah, it really gets out of your control when it comes to that. We can't really fault them for it either.
No, not at all. And that's the thing. They will accept the fact that it is tricky, and he will accept the fact that he was going backwards. It is what it is. But we are coming to the end of the practice very, very shortly. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. So let's see how this one pans out, as we'll be bringing you up the grid any minute now, waiting for it to all get done and dusted. So here we go. Let's wait and see.
Will Matt Savage the race, full race, or will he have a full breakdown?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll have a breakdown. That's what I do. Here we go, coming with the grid. We're starting off with Gianni Peroni in first, down to Adam Watson second, followed by Wessels and Forbes third and fourth. Fifth and sixth, we've got Gardner and Gaza Williams, followed by Ryan Walker, Matt Shorter, Carmelo Metello, Chris Daines, Rafael DeSantis, Mark Fletcher rounding out the top 12. Then we've got Tom Dadswell in 13th. Coming up, rounding out the goals, we've got Jamie Dory in 14th. Starting off with silver, we've got Paul Scott, followed by Albanese, Paul Williams, Adam Hedgecock, Samuel de Oliveira, and rounding out the silver, we've got Francisco Santos Barrera. And now for bronze, starting in 21st, we've got Jorge Santos, followed by Jordan Bebois, Baz Meacham, and rounded out by Robert Adams in 24th, followed by Darren Doherty, Sam Holman, Nigel Stock in 27th, Daniel Steinman coming in 28th, and 29th, Mark Sykes, rounding out the entire grid. 29 cars in this 1 hour feature race, apologies. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, you got the two men at the front that were involved in the incidents, as Gianni Peroni and Adam Watson. So, stay tuned,
exactly.
guys. Stay tuned. This could go either way, as we're going to jump on board with the JPB chopper flying around Florida. Will Matt Savvy's the full race, or will he have a full breakdown? I think he's going to probably have a full breakdown, mate, to be honest. But let's see.
On my brand now.
Everybody knows it. So as they come around, there's a file of cars. You can see the gold class are going off at the back there by Gianni Peroni. There is the beginning of the silvers further down as well, with Albanese, Scott, Hedgecock, Williams, Santos Pereira and De Oliveira. But here we go, the lights are out, the green, and we're running 3 wide at the back, 4 wide, 5 wide. Here comes the Adam Hedgecock. They're zooming through the middle, but up front we got Watson and Peroni. Watson has managed to survive it. Walker, no!
Oh my God! Oh!
No! Ryan Walker, Gaza Williams, Gavin Gardner, they're all involved in that one. Tom Dadswell, Mark Fletcher, that's going to bring out the back end of the field. And Jamie Dory, he's off track at the same time. There's cars further back from that. Sam Holman managed to make it through. But we're going to give the time in tower a minute. But at the moment, there was a whole heap of cars involved in that one, and they're still coming. So it starts off Walker, Shorter, Forbes, Holman, Daines, Fletcher, Williams as well. Carmelo Metello, Jamie Dory was also involved in that one as well. Forbes, DeSantis, Chris Daines again. Oh, there was just loads of them. So we got Doherty, Daines, Stock, Sykes again. And what an absolute unfortunate start for these guys that are down in this feature race here tonight, and we will have another look back at that one when this one all settles down. But at the moment, Adam Watson is out front in Gianni Peroni with Stephen Wessels. Now in silver, we've got Stefan Albanese leading the way by Adam Hedgecock there. These two are close together. Further down the order, we've got Paul Scott, who's got Samuel de Oliveira right behind him. Now in bronze, Baz Meacham is leading us off at the moment. He's got Sam Holman further there right behind him currently as well. So Meacham in that Mark Sykes designed Audi leading us away, with Sam Holden behind him and Jordan Bebois behind that. So you can see the people who lost out. Dory, DeSantis, Doherty, Sykes, Adams, Forbes, Williams, they all lost out in that one, Matt, and I thought they were all going to make it through cleanly.
Yeah, I mean, it was looking pretty good. I mean, Watson and Peroni, obviously, they started off last time pretty rough, and they managed to keep it clean for this one, but then as we saw, it absolutely derailed. I don't even know who started that, but that looked like 5 or 6 cars absolutely piling down. Looks like Chris Daines had a crash as well, jumping to the pits there.
Yeah, it started.
That is a manic start to this feature race, James.
Yeah, it started about here. Let's
see,
Walker. So Walker kicked. That was Matt Forbes.
Oh no!
Matt Forbes, and then everybody else just goes in behind. Daines is off, Forbes is off, Dory went round as well. Forbes is on, I believe that is Forbes on his roof. Yeah, Forbes was on his roof.
Yeah, one of them was flipping.
So there we go. So that's
Jesus.
where it all kind of kicked off. Crikey, that was some mayhem. This is K-Ins. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely chaotic at the moment. And Albanese and Hedgecock are having this battle for silver here currently at the moment as well within the standings. So we'll give you the top 5 of the standings: Albanese, Hedgecock, Oliveira, Scott, Santos Pereira, and Williams. Then we've got Holman, Meacham, Benoit, Stimon, Stock, Doherty, Sykes, Adams, and in goal we've got Watson, Peroni, Wessels, Gardner, Fletcher, Dadswell. Dory's in the pit exit, DeSantis is on the pit exit as well. But currently Albanese now is fighting with Adam Hedgecock round turn 10, 11 and 12, and they've also got the winner as well, second place man Oliveira, then Paul Scott, and then Francisco Santos Pereira behind him. But it got a little bit chaotic, and it all started kind of with Forbes going off the side of the circuit. But that's what I said, Max. Goes off there, you can't come back. And he didn't manage to get back. So there you go.
That's what happens. I mean, like you said, once you go, there's nothing else you can do.
No.
I'm already bamboozled, James. We're only a few minutes into this feature race.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of golds that went off.
Yeah, exactly.
Two of the people who didn't actually go off were the two people who got first and second in the sprint, Mark Fletcher and Tom Danswell.
Yeah,
it split like the Red Sea a bit there, like Moses coming in to let those guys through.
Well, they got through, and I think that's the thing. They managed to clear all of the chaos that took place, and they're now all the way, up into 5th and 6th overall, and they're about. Stephen Wessels here is probably the last one that's close together. Then we've got a 2.5 second gap back to Gavin Gardner, then a further 1.9 back to Fletcher, then 3.4 to Dadswell, and then we go into this Albanese, Hedgecock, De Oliveira, Santos Pereira battle, and this could actually develop into a 6-way fight here with Albanese, Hedgecock, Oliveira, Santos, Scott,
really
Williams as well, because they're all very close together.
Yeah, they are all really close together right now, and that is a nice little sprinkling of different classes as well. We've got silvers, bronzes, even a gold coming up not far behind there, car number 24. I believe that's Carmelo Metello not far behind number 14. This still look pretty tight coming around the hairpin here. The hairpin is a nice little tight turn, but luckily they keep it nice and safe. Following on Adam Hedgecock right now, being chased down by Paul Scott. And just behind Santos.
He's just got overtaken by Santos Pereira. So Mr. Hedgecock will have to need to settle down because he's got Paul Scott right behind him and Paul Williams. So, yeah, Scott not loving the Audi. We know that already. He's put it in chat and he's not entirely happy about it. A little bit rough.
Correct me if I'm wrong, James, but I believe they are locked into these cars now that we're past race 5.
Yes, I believe they are. There was no changes without taking penalties on the... on their score system, so yeah, they are locked in, and I don't believe car changed now. I'm just checking. Drivers are allowed to change the car up to round 5 of the championship. Any car changes after will forfeit 50 points. Please note there will be no car changes permitted after the end of race 5. So once they get past this one, they are all locked in and done and dusted. That is it, finished. But Nigel Stock here has got Jean and Benoit in front of him with Ryan Walker behind. Walker was involved, Shorter was involved, Metello, Walker, Williams, Forbes and Santos are all involved in that turn 1 melee of what happened. But Albanese has got Oliveira, Santos Pereira, Hedgecock as well, not too far behind him, and so is Baz Meacham there as well. He's also got the ever-looming Daniel Stimon right behind him at the same time. So it's going to be above one. Martello is a lap down. He's tucked up behind him at the moment, but Sam Holman is in front of him. So it's what Martello does here. Now, this is the question of Golds mixing it up in the bronze at the moment, because that's what is actually happening. Yeah. It's whether Martello tries to make that move through, because obviously technically he's a lap down. Yes, he's entitled to make that move here. As you can see, the guys up front, Sam Holman has just gone past Paul Williams at the hairpin. Metello is on the grass. Carmelo Metello is on the grass after being ceremoniously bullied out by the bronzes of the Audis up front. So Paul Williams and Baz Meacham. But they're entitled to, they're racing.
They are. I mean, unfortunate for Martello, though, obviously getting bullied out of that belt. Bullied out like that is not something that you want to do. Sorry, I'm tripping up my words. It's been a long day.
He is a lap down. So,
he is a lap down, true. So,
he's a lap down behind these guys. So really, in hindsight, This is where we go into the blue flag rules again. But Watson looks like he got to slow down there, and Peroni has taken the lead.
Oh, this is going to be tight.
Feature. Yeah, he's got to slow down. He's going to have to tuck in behind him.
Yeah, I mean, Peroni and Watson coming around Sunset. This could be a pretty nice fight. Yeah, but there'll be a three-way fight coming around. Finishing out this lap, almost 10 minutes into this feature now, and we've already had an absolute storm of things happening.
Yeah. But the only thing with that is now going to put people out that have already pitted.
Exactly.
You know, so they have already technically done their one stop, so they're not going to have to go again. They should have been able to put enough fuel in to get them through to the end. They may need to top up, depends, but we'll have to see how that goes. But Mark Fletcher and Gavin Gardner here as well. Stefan Albanese, Samuel de Oliveira, a big storm of cars coming through. Down into Sunset we go currently at the moment. There is Albanese. There is Pereira. He's chasing down Hedgecock, who's chasing down Oliveira. Oliveira is now looking at making a move up the inside of Albanese. Is that going to work? No!
Oh,
it
no!
was not. Oliveira and Albanese. Oliveira and Albanese, it was not going to work. The door closed, and unfortunately for them guys, they are plummeting down the order faster than an elevator on one wire, I'll tell you that much. So unfortunately for them. Yeah, but that's the thing, you're trying to squeeze two into one, and unless you get the full cooperation there, Matt, it's not going to work.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a bit of a mistake there. 4 cars actually involved in that. A couple of cars getting a little tapped on the way. They managed to get through fine. They didn't go flying like the other two, but definitely unfortunate for Albanese and Santos Pereira there. I believe they both jumped to the pits as well, so they're going to be a lap down once it comes to the end of this.
Yeah, because the countdown as well, they're going to take a while to get to the through the car as well. So there you go. Albanese is blind. No, I'm not getting involved with that one. That's down to the stewards. That isn't down to me. But golds, Peroni, Watson, Wessels, Fletcher, Gardner, Dadswell, bronze, Holman, Meacham, Stocks, Stimon, Bebois, Doherty and Sykes. And in silver we've got Hedgecock, Scott, Williams, De Oliveira and Albanese and Santos are in the pits as well. So we'll let the stewards fight that one out. That's not something for us to comment on here in the booth. Matt, we're just doing what we need to be doing.
We're just commentating the action. I mean, I'm not gonna. We shouldn't never be saying whether drivers are blind or not. I will say this track is a lot harder when you're actually driving it to compare to what it looks like when you're watching it. So definitely keep that in mind when you're watching these tracks, because obviously, it's gonna be. You've got an outsider's perspective. It's gonna be a lot easier watching. So make sure to keep that in mind. Let the stewards decide whether it was their fault or not.
I think that's probably a safe way out of it, as we've got Darren Doherty here as well. He's being chased out currently at the moment by Ryan Walker. Obviously, Walker is a lap out of sync currently at the moment. So Ryan Walker there as well is a lap out of the place of where he should be. But Bebois and Doherty. Holman is currently leading your bronze. He's up in 8th overall, mind you. And if I bring you up the gainers here, Matt, if you look at Holman's gain.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's up 5 already, which I don't think is officially correct, you know, because I've got this funny feeling that is all in class. But let's have a look overall.
No, it is. It is right.
Yeah, it is right. But he should be, in hindsight, up more than that. Because on my screen, I've got him up 18. I've got Baz Meacham up 14, Stock up 17, Stimon up 17, and Jordan Bebois up 10, and Doherty up 12. Now that seems to me a little bit more right, because obviously you've got the drivers further down the order that are all out of sync at the moment. So yeah, I think maybe McGainers are having a little bit of a paddy going on here, and not something that we'd like to see. But there we go. It is.
Yeah,
it is.
It's a little bit. It's a little
bit.
There's always a little bit. But yeah, that is absolutely crazy what's been happening. I mean, we've talked about the sprinklings of courses before. Obviously, one of my favorite catchphrases, James. But now we've really got one after all of the incidents today. You've got bronzes mixed in with silvers mixed in with golds, and golds mixed in with every damn body. Look at this. We've got Forbes right down the bottom there by Albanese and Santos, and we got Hedgecock up by Gavin Gardner. So what is happening here, James?
I can't answer your question.
The
easiest thing for me to say is due to incidents, everybody's out of where they should be. Race through in lap 1, taking out lap 1 and go. I know, Chris, it gets frustrating, buddy. I know, but it wasn't completely on purpose. I think the thing is Walker, Forbes ran wide. As he's trying to come back in, the car slid. And from there, everything just kind of went in from there. And I think if I show you, Chris, it might kind of not. I'm not going to say it's going to soften the blow, buddy, because I'm not that patronising. But what I'm saying is, it was a little bit tough one here for Forbes. If you watch Forbes on the outside, this is kind of where it all starts. Walker's gone up. He's taking you 3 wide already, all right? Not the greatest of positions to be in, tight to the wall with the inside, right? I get it. I fully understand. But if you watch Forbes, he gets a little touch from the BMW. You get a little bit out of sync as well. Forbes is on. He starts going round. The BMW goes round, and then everybody else just gets around and involved after that. Look. And it is tough. And I do get it, Chris. I fully understand your frustrations there, buddy. So please, I get it. I really do. And
yeah, I mean, we really feel for you, Danes. I mean, that's a tough situation to be in, no matter what.
Yeah, and then as you can see, we're on board with you now coming down into the hairpin as well. I'm guessing that it could be the number 64 there on the outside of the Ferrari, and around you go again by car number 81. Which is Darren Doherty. So overall, not the greatest of starts. I've got to be honest, but I think the intent wasn't really there. I think it was just unfortunately that Forbes got loose on the outside and kind of just set off a chain of reaction, and obviously at the hairpin, yeah, that would be a different situation. But look, that's our take on it anyway, Chris. So I don't know if that softens the blow for you anymore. Hopefully it may do.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. But back to the racing, as you can see currently as well, you've got Watson out in front with Perrone from Wessels, from Fletcher, from Gardner. Then we've got Hedgecock in silver, Scott in second, Holman in bronze, leading us away with Meacham as stock as well. This is this little pocket of battles here. There is Baz Meacham, and there is Sam Holman. So these guys are having a nice little interesting battle. Adam Hedgecock drops Paul Scott by about 2.2 currently at the moment, so he is a little bit further back there as well. But there are the intervals on the left hand side from your classes. So Hedgecock to Scott, Holman to Beecham, and of course Watson to Perrone. Perrone is unfortunately under pressure from Stephen Wessels. So thanks for showing me that. Just let one, people really need to realise we have cold tyres. I think a lot forget, I guess. Yeah, I think it does, Chris, and I fully understand your frustration, mate, because trust me, it was hard for Forbes because he got out there, he got back on, and then unfortunately as he come back on, he hit that curb. And once he'd hit that curb, you and I know, Chris, we can't accelerate a car on a curb, and he just kind of lost it. And I think that's where it all kind of went a bit wrong. And once he starts losing it and going round, mate, it's all gun-ho, innit? Everybody's in for themselves after that, because you've got cars coming across the track. Just ask Adam Watson, he had Gianni Perrone coming backwards at him, and Perrone was on the grass. And you and I know, Chris, that the grass in iRacing is like ice, and we can't actually stop that whatsoever. So I'm hoping that just kind of settles you down a little bit, mate. I know it's frustration, and I know everybody can fire up and get angry, so I'm hoping that kind of narrows it down a little bit for you there, bud, and makes it a little bit, cushions the blow. But Jordan Bedwell has just gone nose deep into the wall in the background, coming round here for Le Mans as he goes straight in. Bang, nose deep. So that's Bedwell going to be into the pits as well. Not good again, but again he was on the curb. So there you go. Yeah, thanks for talking about it. I do appreciate it. No worries, Chris. Anytime, mate. DM's open, mate. Hit me up. Give me a shout. Right, Matt. Anyway, you are still here, Matt. I'm sorry. I was me and Chris having our own little conversation.
No, it's all good. Still good. I mean, my Wi-Fi is getting a little bit shaky. I'll be honest. I think some of the bandwidth is being taken up. Hopefully it stays. So if I do drop, apologies everyone, but my new flat doesn't have the best Wi-Fi at the moment. I'm working on getting it fixed though.
Yeah, get
so
one of them
just as a heads up.
Cables, mate. Get one. I've got a 15 meter cable running from my router right the way around to my rig.
I've got one coming, like on Amazon Prime, James. Don't you worry.
Yeah, mate. Get it hooked up around the roof. If you're above the router, you can actually drill up into through the ceiling, put a hole in the ceiling, and pop it through into your computer.
See, I'm below, so I'm gonna have to run it across the roof.
That's why I just drill down. Go from the router straight down.
See, it's not that simple as a rental.
Rented accommodation.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah,
there's a rented flat.
I am in a rented flat,
Alright,
yeah.
don't go putting holes in the floor. Alright, that's a bad advice.
I mean, they would never notice, but it's fine.
No, they wouldn't. Why don't you cover it over with carpet? Who's going to know there's a hole there? But,
Exactly.
hey, I've seen it before, mate. Funny story regarding a hole in the ceiling and the floor, but that's a conversation offline, I think.
Yeah.
As you can see, Carmelo Metallo trying to make his way through. He's got Max Short currently climbing in front of him as well. So there we go. Baz Meacham is now right. What they probably say in English is right proper under attack here from Nigel Stock. Stock in the Merc currently at the moment as well. He is right at the back end. Oh,
here we
this
go.
car. Is he going to be able to get through as he's going down into Sunset now? And he is.
Sunset's been dangerous.
Yep, Stock's through.
There we go.
So there you go. How do people get assigned to gold, silver, and bronze? Is it by right rating? No, they've done a pre-qualifying average lap time, so there you go, based on speed. There you go. You guys can sort that one out. I don't need to get involved in that. I'm doing a fine job. You're doing a fine job keeping it up. So there we go. Baz Meacham now has got to try and come back at Nigel Stock again for the battle of bronze third place at the moment, but they have got this man, Samuel, well, it's not, is it? It's Carmelo Metallo tucked in behind him. And this is where it's all out of sync, Matt, isn't it? Because there's people coming through the order and necessarily are kind of out of the way. And I'm a little bit worried about this gentleman in the Merc. His car does look all good. I do like the back end of this livery.
It does look nice. It's one of the nicer looking cars, James. I've
Yeah,
got
but
to
if we
admit.
have a look on the back, I want to pick up Adams behind him, and I want to go on the nose of Adams. I don't know if he's going to get close enough to Dory. I'm hoping he will, because we'll be able to... Dory's tagline on the back is quite amusing. I think some of you saw it on the start screen as well today. And Dory's got a nice little tagline across the back end of that McLaren. Unfortunately, was involved. Didn't have a good race one. Let's just put it this way. But he's
Yeah.
not. No, I want to read the back.
Oh no!
Yeah. So it looks like we're not going to have a good. We're not going to be able to see it. But at the end of the day, it's got a nice little tagline on the back. We'll try and catch up if anybody's behind Dory, which is Williams. So we'll see if we can get Paul Williams there to catch it at the moment. But Paul Scott, Sam Holman, and Nigel Stock, Baz Meacham. This is your battle. Believe it or not, this is the battle for bronze in class. So bronze overall there is currently in. Up in 8th place overall, so fair play to them. As we can see, Sam Holman and Nigel Stock coming around into Sunset here.
Holman's been having one hell of a race today. I mean, he's been keeping steady, he's been keeping consistent. That's what's keeping him up there, James.
Where are you going, Santos?
Oh no, Santos.
That's not good. He's down the order. He's already dropped it down quite a lot as well. So there we go. Chris, if you want to get involved, you can. All the links are in the description there, buddy, as well. Head over to the website and sure you pick up a Discord invite and get yourselves in the Discord and get yourselves involved in some of this absolutely epic series here. And you never know, that tagline, I might see you on the track sometime there, Chris. We might see you on the track sometime.
Hell yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to put it in there. It was one of them things.
You love it, James.
Yeah, not
fit it
good.
in when you
However,
can. That's all good.
for Albanese has not been good. He's gone and jumped straight into the pits, and I believe he's left the session. And this is somewhat what happened to Albanese further down the order. We'll try and get back as far as we can. There we go. He's over the... Nope, that's not going to work. Not going to work. There's going to be nothing but wall there, unfortunately, for you, Stefan Albanese. As we can see, yeah, right in there, nose deep as well. So Albanese is unfortunately out. Gianni Peroni is currently locked in this battle here for second place overall with Stephen Wessels. So fair play to Wessels. Is absolutely flying in that Porsche, Matt.
Oh, Porsche as well, nice.
Yeah, 38 minutes now left on the clock. We're going to start coming into the pit window within the next 8 or 9 laps, I believe. 8 or 9 minutes, sorry, not 8 or 9 laps. If anybody is making a change, they will be looking at coming in soon as well. Obviously, there has been people already taking their pit stops. As you can see, lap 3. That's well, Santos, Adams, Story, Williams, Doherty, Bebois, Shorter, Metallo, Santos, Williams and Forbes. So there was a lot of people involved in that chaos and they have all taken their pit stop already.
Yeah, that definitely could even out the scores a little bit once these guys get into their pit windows, James.
Oh, hold on, Sam Holman, Nigel Stock.
Oh my God, Nigel Stock.
Oh.
Jesus!
Through it goes there this evening.
And that one was tight.
That was a tight one. Absolutely tight one. So
Oh my
fair
God.
play to Nigel Stock and Sam Holman at the moment there, Matt.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy. Fair play to Nigel Stock though. What driving there? I mean, he backs up his talk and he does pretty good. That was very nice, steady driving there from Nigel Stock. Here we go, coming around. We're still following him. He's doing pretty good here. Probably closest battle of this race so far. Apart from maybe number 2 and 3, Peroni and Wessels are still going at it. But Nigel Stock, and I believe that's Sam Holman coming in.
Sam Holman right behind. He's going to send it on him. He's going to send it in the airpin.
No! Second, here we go! Oh no!
He tagged him!
Oh,
man!
break for Nigel Stock. Oh my God!
Sam Holman! Poor Nigel Stock there. Nigel Stock sent down. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that should have really took place. Like, Holman was a long way back, bud. He was so far back here to send it on in there. No.
Yeah, that was a...
No. That was a long way back. If you use your iRacing link, James, do you get any benefits? My iRacing link? I'm confused.
I'm not sure.
So, not sure on that one. iRacing link. What? Is there a referral link? Is there? Is there a referral link? But I don't know if there is. Drivers will have 1 fast repair in the sprint and feature races. Drivers will have 2 fast repairs in the endurance, Chris. So they are. But the problem is, Chris, is where he crashed is obviously like a 2.5 minute tow time back to the pits. So it's not instant. So there you go. I'm pretty sure there may be a referral link, Phil, that I might be able to get you. Not looking good for Baz Meacham and Daniel Stimon. They have gone into the pits to get their pit stop out of the way. We did say it was coming into that window, Matt, didn't we? Matt? Matt? We have lost Matt. Matt has gone. Matt did say his internet was flaky. Well, his internet has gone. So Matt has run out. Oh. Well, there we go. Right, Matt's going to try and come back as well, so there you go. Yeah, I'll sort a link out for you, Chris. Phil, don't you worry. Surprised how fast the guys at crashed originally were pacing and they carry on. No, yeah, as I say, they can go into the pits. They do have a fast repair. The problem is if they've towed back to the pits, it's like a 2.5 minute tow. Maybe Chris Daines might be able to help me out with that one a little bit more accurately because I haven't been in the car for a while. So they lose obviously that period of time, which is why some of them are a lap down or a few laps down currently at the moment. But this is Gianni Peroni, Stephen Wessels, Adam Watson is flying out in front. He's gone. Literally gone down the order. 5.5 seconds off and away. He has gone already. Tom Dadswell here, where he's got Nigel Stock a little bit further back from him at the moment. So there is Stock with Dadswell right in front of him as well. So Nigel Stock getting a big dose of draft here from this gold driver currently at the moment. And so we'll keep an eye as it goes through and how this materialises. Daniel Stimon currently having a battle with Paul Williams. So this is gold, bronze and silver. Matt, are you back?
I'm back. Hello, I reset my Wi-Fi. I'm all good.
Okay,
sorry.
Matt's back. Matt's back.
The joys of London. The joys of flights in London.
You should have fiber optic in London. What are you talking about? I'm down in Somerset, mate. I've got cows in my garden running around in circles to power my Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Don't you even sit there. Hedgecock's in the pits, Scott's in the pits, Holman's in the pits, and Samuel Dorla is also in the pits as well. So a lot of action. We did say, Matt, it's going to be coming up, and I think this is where we're at. Yeah,
definitely. This is really going to be where things start to equalise a little bit. From the people who have already pitted, they've got a little bit extra leeway when it comes to their pit window. So who knows, James? Who knows?
The question will be whether or not the guys who pitted on lap 1 get to the end. And I
think they could. I think they can make it.
I don't know. I think you're a little bit more optimistic than me, to be honest.
I'm just a very optimistic person, James. I will admit.
Yeah, I think you might be a little bit too optimistic there, buddy, because I don't think they're going to make it. Gianni Baroni and Stephen Wessels are still having a battle as they're coming round the bottom part of Le Mans now, coming down the Ulmer Straight. This is going to be Wessels' opportunity, I feel. If he's going to make a move, this has got to be it now. Here we go. There is the looming BMW of Gianni Baroni right in front of us currently at this moment in time as these guys are coming down the Ulmer now. If he's picking up the draft, it's not as strong as it normally is, too. Is he going to be able to get it up the inside? He's not this time around. He's got to get
not
it.
Quite.
Turn it, turn it, turn it. There's a wall there. Oh, here we go now. Stephen Wessels is going into the pits with Peroni, and that really kind of throws water on my exciting commentary because he's just gone into the pits. So there we go. Matt Goswell is back now. That's well. His internet dropped out, and then he went.
I'm
off.
back. Here we are.
Oliveira and Scott. So Watson's in, Peroni's in, Wessels is in, Fletcher's in, Gardner is in as well. What is Mark Sykes going to do? He will be the next one who has not pitted. Currently up into the leader of the bronze, 6th overall though. Fair play to Mark Sykes. Absolutely doing a stellar job. And Forbes, who unfortunately kicked off with all that incidents at the beginning, is behind him. He's trying to make his way through the order, but I'm expecting Sykes to start looming off into the pits as well very, very shortly. He's going to tuck in on the right-hand side, is he? Yes, in he goes.
Oh, there we go.
So Dadswell as well is going to be another one, I think, for looking at coming along as well. Dadswell has been in the pits a few times, mind you.
He has.
So he free. I got it down as free. I'm not entirely sure.
Lap 3, I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty strong from Dadswell. I mean, obviously, we know Dadswell is not
yeah, I think the thing is he went in early, and I think that's going to be the interesting thing for him, whether or not he can carry it. I think the challenge will be getting to the end.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to catch up that little bit of time. Stock and Sykes both going into the pit lane now.
Yeah, we've got Paul Scott and Samuel de Oliveira. Is Oliveira going to peel in front? They have pitted. Actually, they've already pitted, so they won't need to. They're going to be carrying on. There was somebody peeled in. That was Nigel Stock, I believe, has peeled into the pits. No, that is a BMW, and I believe that could be Darren Doherty. It is John Dunn. Darren's going to get his pit stop out of the way. So pretty much everybody has pitted currently at this moment in time. There was nobody who has not pitted on track there, Matt, whatsoever. And as we can see, Mark Sykes coming out of the pit on the left-hand side there is Sykes, closely followed by Paul Williams. So Sykes unfortunately now relinquishes the lead in bronze down to Sam Holman. So Holman once again is your leader in bronze class at the moment.
Sam Holman's been doing amazingly this race, staying nice and steady, managing to keep ahead of the bronze. We've got Hedgecock coming in at #1 for the silver right now, followed by De Oliveira and then Scott in 3rd for the silver. And in gold we've got Watson holding up the front place for the majority of this race, followed by Mark Fletcher, Peroni in 2nd, Stephen Wessels in 4th, Gavin Gardner in 5th, followed by Tom Dadwell in 6th, and Rafael DeSantis in 7th. And Jamie Dory coming up just behind there. This is a pretty good race, James. This is a pretty good race. Nice and tight, nice and tight.
So there you go, Dadswell. Pit lane times around about 57.5 seconds, all the way down to 1 minute 1, 1 minute 2, depending on when they pit in. Obviously, Santos has got 3.5 minutes because he's probably been towed back to the pits. But round about that minute mark, 57, between a minute and 57, I think, there, buddy. That's going to be the average guess that I can give you on that one. There on the grid. So there we go. Fletcher is now being chased down by Peroni. Mark Fletcher is in 2nd. Adam Watson is in 1st place. He's up and gone and down the road, taking it easy, and he's on to the next race already. He's packed up his bags. He says, thank you so very much, Sebring. Hand me the points, because I am now off to Montreal, because that's where we head next, off to Montreal. So there we go.
That's a good city, Montreal.
Why, you've been there?
Well, no, but I was going to, but then my flight got cancelled because EasyJet. Love a good bit of EasyJet, don't we?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with them. There are other airlines available as well, guys. It's not just EasyJet. Only one pit. Yes, they do, but they have the options, obviously, if they want to take 2. I think where was we? Spa, wasn't we, where they had 2? At least 2 at Spa. So I think it's going to be primarily 1. I think it's going to be the look. It's going to be primarily 1, depending on how they can get on. So there we go.
Yeah, they do. And yeah, it's definitely at least 1.
Yeah, there's obviously a couple that have gone in twice, but these are the ones that obviously had issues at the beginning. As we see Jamie Dory taking a position from Paul Scott there. No need for Scott to fight it. That's a gold, taking a silver. So that is a job done for them. There you go. Now Paul Scott is behind him and really trying to mix it back up at the same time. But Sam Holman here has got Darren Doherty. Well, he's about 3.5 seconds there with Doherty behind him. So Sam Holman really has got this bronze racked up with Baz Meacham, Daniel Stimon and Mark Sykes are getting into an interesting three-way. Sykes flashing now.
Here we go.
No, I'm hoping that's flashing just to say he's left his indicator on.
Just saying hello.
Yeah, he's just there flashing to say hello. I'm hoping it's not that flashing that we have this wonderful conversation about every single week that drives me physically and mentally exhausted as well. So I'm hoping Sykes there just was flashing just to say that he's left his indicator on or he's left his fuel cap open. Because he has just not long been out of the pits, Baz Meacham, so that is a possibility
maybe.
as well. But Stimon and Meacham coming round through Le Mans now. They're going to be going on the left. Then we're going to be taking a big looping turn out right. Baz Meacham tightens it up. Baz is looking for the inside. He's got that little bit of exit as they're coming down Allman. Where is Sykes going to put his BMW? There's a gap there in the middle if you're brave, big boy, but let's see how brave you want to be.
Oh, here we go.
Is he going to send it free wide? Stimon in the Merc. Meacham as well. Mark Sykes is going to go. Is he going to go up all three? No.
Oh, my Jesus.
Sykes and Stimon come to contact. Is that put Stimon out of all the shape and size that it has? But Sykes there as well manages to take that position back from Stimon. So that's Sykes up in to currently 4th in class overall. So fair play to them. What an absolute epic battle these guys are having, as you can see on the screen on the left-hand side. All split up into classes, and Gavin Gardner has now got basically Tom Dadswell tucked up right behind him here, Matt. You know,
yeah, that's
kind of not the greatest person you wanted to be up behind
you. I would not want to see Dadswell right behind me. He was an absolute monster in the sprint race here. Seeing him behind me, especially around these turns as well, just coming by, going down into one of the final turns onto the Allman Straight. That's deadly. I would be terrified right now coming through Le Mans with Dadswell right behind me. But this Allman Straight into Sunset, this is where we're really going to see it. Dadswell might be looking to send it here, coming up side by side on the Allman Straight. I'm losing all my words.
Yeah,
here we go, coming around.
It through on Gardner
and he's gone.
Yeah, Dadswell up into 5th place there as well. So Dadswell is now up into 5th. Yeah, incredible racing. Baz Meacham and Mark Sykes, however, they're locked in the battle for bronze currently as well. The interesting thing here is Mark basically designed the livery that's on Baz Meacham's car. You know, some may say it looks like he's just thrown paint at it. Others may say it looks spectacular. I think it looks amazing. So
I think it looks amazing,
yeah, I don't think Mark was there blind one day and just started sticking stickers on the car on a livery, you know what I mean? So Mark's a very good designer, so you should check him out as well, guys, at Mark Sykes Designs as well, so you can go and hit him up over on Twitter. He was flashing to say hello. Well, let's hope he was as well. I'm sure it was Baz, you got to keep it on there, bud. You got to keep it on. You got to carry speed. Baz Meacham goes on Sunset, gets a bit of a slide on. Here we go with Mark Sykes.
Oh my God, James.
Do this one over the nose here of Meacham.
Whoa, what does it take?
Go, you're clear.
Here we go.
Sykes on the gas now, tucked up right behind Meacham at the moment as we're going through that tricky double left. We got going through 3, missing the curb, going right, straight line in it. And then we're going to go left again, hugging that inside line on the gas, run that. Ooh.
There we go, Sykes, come on.
No, Sykes not going to get it done on this time out there, but he was looking quite close enough.
I was looking pretty tight up there in turn 3.5. Baz Meacham managing to pull away just on that big bend. The hairpin could look a little bit tight, but it doesn't look like he has enough space to get through. Baz Meacham going to hold on to his spot there.
This is Gazza Williams. Yeah, he's gone round the right-hander, and unfortunately it looks like he's already leading round. Oh, that's the fast right-hander of 13 and Tower. That puts one of the, was that Adam Hedgecock on the grass? No, it wasn't. That was one of the 8. No, where's the other one I'm looking for? It may have actually been Dadswell on the grass there.
It looked like it was car, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that was actually Tom Dadswell. So they're up front currently. There he is. He's gone round. So it was Dadswell. Dadswell's going to come around the corner of 13, and he's going to find Gazza Williams. And
in
he
the
hit
way.
the barrier as well, so unfortunately for Dadswell,
Oh.
hopefully nothing will come of that.
I mean, fair play to his reaction times there for avoiding that. I know I would not be able to. I would have plowed straight into the side of Gazza Williams there.
yeah,
I did not have the reaction times to avoid that.
It's tough, to be fair though, mate, because at the end of the day, like, you know, if you do something like that, you're going to end up going into the pits and ruining your race. The fortunate thing as well is the fact that he wasn't really close enough to not be able to be able to react. However, Sykes cleared Meacham. Stimon cleared Meacham, and then Meacham cleared Stimon. So these guys were having this absolute little barnstorming battle here. Stimon's gone up the inside as well in the map. He's going to be running down into turn 3 and 4. Oh,
It's going to be tight, side by side.
Give him room. Oh, Meacham goes through. So,
Oh my God, James.
yeah, it's oh no!
Oh no!
Meacham goes off. Stimon goes off. No, you're in the path of a Ferrari. That's Benoit.
Oh. Heartbreak
Jordan
again for
Benoit.
Benoit.
No. Ah. Let's have a look
Jordan
and see how it all
Benoit
started
once again.
here. There is Baz Meacham. He gets out of shape. He goes across the track. There is Stimon. Stimon coming back on track. Goes across the line of Benoit. Benoit into the side.
Nothing Benoit could do about that. Oh my God.
No, that is Benoit, Meacham, Stimon into the pits as well. So that's going to be their race done and dusted. And out of the bronze, unfortunately, as well. So let's open it up for Holman, Doherty, Sykes, Stock and Adams now to be taking the points. And Hedgecock, Oliveira and Scott in the silver. Watson, Fletcher and Peroni in the gold, with Dadswell climbing to round about the second gap of Gardner. There as well, so that is the battle currently at the moment on screen. So yeah,
We've still got 20 minutes left, James.
I know.
What?
I know. How's that
Oh
going to
my
work out
God.
as well? So there we go. Not quite
We'll
sure
take
how
a
this
breather
one-
here after all that's happening. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think
Luckily,
that's,
everyone's spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's the thing we're going to have to keep an eye out for. And see how we get on within the next 20 minutes. See what happens.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Mark Fletcher and Peroni here looking pretty close together. That could be a little fight that happens soon, maybe on the Almond Straight. Who else we got fighting here? We got everyone else seems pretty spread apart from this. This seems to be the closest battle here today, James. We're going to follow this. They come down to Le Mans, onto the Almond Straight. There's going to be where Mark Fletcher went off a little bit there.
No, Fletcher run a little bit wide. That's allowed Peroni, though, still to come through. Dadswell's got he's trying to chase it up onto the back of Gavin Gardner, and he's got 6/10 currently on that one as well. So he's got to try and close that gap down as these guys are coming down the Almond Straight this evening. It gives us just enough time. I hope everybody is well, and hope you're having a fabulous evening this evening as much as we are. So thank you again for joining us. Please subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the bells, because this racing this week is going to be absolutely amazing across the Nxtgen GT3, the Nxtgen channel, and the JPB YouTube channel as well. As we see, Dadswell Gardner having this epic battle going down currently now into turn 1. What is Dadswell going to do in the BMW? He's going to be letting it run wide. He wants to stay off that gravel.
Whoa.
That's how it all kicked off at the beginning there, mate, isn't it?
I mean, it looks like it might kick off again, James. I mean, what could happen here? I mean, Dadswell's a pretty clean racer, but when there's such a low margin for error, even the best of racers come out, as we saw at the start of this race. That little grabbing at the start there is not what you want to see. Dadswell coming right up the back end of Gardner here. They're pretty close now. What is that? 4/10 of a second. There's not a lot of space. That is very easily caught up when it comes to a race like this. Coming up behind onto turn 8. They're coming up to turn 8. I got it right. Let's go.
Yeah, up to Fangio, up through Fangio now they're coming into as well. So yeah, they've got the Fangio section before they go round into turn 10, then into Collier of 11. So there we go.
Here we go, coming around 10, 11 Collier. Gavin Gardner and Tom Dadswell. Tom Dadswell widening the gap a tiny bit, but we're going to have to see what happens. 20 minutes remaining in this race. This is going to be the closest fight so far. Current class leaders, you've got Watson leading gold, 11 seconds ahead of Fletcher. In silver, you got Hedgecock 12 seconds ahead of De Oliveira, and you got Sam Holman still taking up the #1 spot in the bronze, followed by Darren Doherty. Very nice racing going on here. Coming down into Le Mans, still following with Dadswell and Gardner, coming into the Ormond Straight. This could really be where people start. Dadswell might be able to get a little bit of claim, but there's still quite a lot of space there following up behind him. Coming around onto the Ormond Straight, following up into the Sunset Bend, finishing off this lap. 17 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Tom Dadswell's got a mountain to climb if he wants to try and get up into that top 3 spot. Coming around the turn here, that's looking tight. Looking tight, they're managing to keep it clean though. Finishing that turn, finishing the lap, coming around to turn 1.
There you go, that was a half a lap there with Matt on board with Tom Dadswell this evening as he's now chasing down Gavin Gardner. Mark Fletcher has got Gianni Peroni right behind him, mind you. And if we have a look back, there is Peroni in the BMW. So Peroni and Fletcher and Dadswell and Gardner are all going to be battling it out for this next 17 minutes here, Matt. And what an absolute barnstorming race it's been, an epic beginning. So there you go, trying to get you to 100 comments again this week. Oh, much love. We're nearly there, I think, mate. I think we're nearly there, Dadswell, so you just got to keep trying. But Tom Dadswell and Gavin Gardner are coming through that hairpin on that run up through Fangio. 8, 9 and 10 on the turns now. Let's see how this one all pans out. Dadswell's got about 4 temps back at the moment, so hopefully
yeah, those 4 temps.
Yeah, he's got 4 temps, but he's not going to make them through this next section. It'll be down through from Tower, down from Bishop into Le Mans that he's going to really want to close up and then use that Almond Straight at the end to really go through it.
I mean, that Almond Straight, we've seen a lot of overtakes happen on that Almond Straight. That's really where the action starts to pile on. And it starts to get a little bit dangerous when we come around the Sunset Bend there. We've seen quite a few people go off there. Hopefully we don't see that happen with Dadswell or Gavin Gardner here in the last 17 minutes of this race.
Yeah, let's
16 minutes now, apologies.
Yeah, just gone under 16, so let's hope we don't see any more incidents there as well. So much love for everybody joining us here this evening as well for Sebring. Round 6, we've only got 2 rounds remaining, and the rounds that we've got the remaining of this series are Montreal on the 2nd of November. And then we've got the 2-hour endurance of Nords combined. A full 174 corner racetrack for these guys to be going around as well. I believe they're involved, they're going to be using the full Nord circuit, so it's a combined track. So yeah, it should be the whole full thing, I believe, finishing off on the 9th of November. Yeah, it's going to be, any, I don't know if you've ever been around Nords, but 2 hours at Nords is going to be a killer.
It's, I mean, 2 hours of any track is a bit of a killer, James. I mean, these races are not easy, and when you're driving at the speed these guys are, 2 hours will call anyone. But looking here between Sam Holman and is that Darren Doherty?
Yeah, I'm
coming around.
Where Holman's gap's gone. This is the Bronze lead, but I'm just wondering where he had a bit of a gap, and I didn't see anything pop up to say that he's gone off.
I don't think so. Maybe Darren Doherty has just been absolutely flying.
Yeah, he has. Unfortunately for Holman, though.
Yeah, looking back at the event, it doesn't look like anything's happened. So I guess Darren Doherty must just be flying throughout the rounds to take back that first in class, the bronze, away from Sam Holman. That's going to be a battle going on from now. Look at these times.
Yeah, Doherty's taking half a tenth out on lap 19, nearly half a tenth on 20. 1 tenth out on 21 and nearly a second out. So overall, so we're looking at 1.7, nearly 2 seconds over the last 4 laps there. So unfortunately for Holman, and that's not gone down too well, and it doesn't look too comfortable in that BMW at this moment in time either. So Sam Holman's going to have to try and do the business there as well. But Mark Fletcher is going to try and defend from Gianni Peroni, especially as we've got Stephen Wessels coming up as well. 13 minutes to go. So let's see how it goes on as well. Dadswell might struggle to pass, carrying aero damage from his avoiding action earlier, possibly. And then we've got Dadswell in chat. Just need your fan club to come back. Yeah, maybe, bud. Maybe. Maybe we do. But hey, you need to stop bringing them in with you, mate. It's every time you jump in, we end up with them back in the booth.
Yeah, it is that.
It is, yeah. So what's going to happen then, Matt? What do we reckon? Fletcher Peroni, who's going to come out on top?
Honestly, I've got to put my money with Fletcher. Fletcher's an amazing racer.
That's it. Dadswell's cleared Gardner now.
There we go.
So what do we reckon after that? That's going to be down into turn one. I will show you, but he is going to be running around the last corner, getting him down into turn one, or even round actually before they're down into Sunset. So job done there, Dadswell riding the inside line.
Like we said, James. Sunset was where it happened, just like we said it would.
So who do we reckon? Fletcher, Peroni, or Wessels?
I think Fletcher. I think Fletcher's gonna. What I've noticed from the races I've commentated on, Fletcher seems to be doing pretty well under pressure. And under the pressure of both Gianni Perone and Stefan Wessels, I think he can hold it out. It's all going to matter on Le Mans, though, I think. Le Mans is really where it's going to make his mark for Mark Fletcher. Make his mark, if you will. Haha, nice pun intended there.
I'll tell you, he's getting puntastic here today, isn't he?
Matt, he's going to put you in the penitentiary for that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you that one, my guys, as well. Mark Fletcher, Matt Zeniith there, bringing out the puns out of his pockets to give us all the puns he deserves. It's like giving me a punnet of strawberries, but he's just giving me a punnet of puns. So Fletcher, Peroni, and Wessels. Oh, punishment as well. Look at this. It's just getting too puntastic in the booth here this evening. So we go. Shh. Paul Scott has been chasing down Darren Doherty. Different classes here as well. Doherty is leader of the bronze with Holman and Sykes, Stock and Adams. Hedgecock's cleared off. We haven't mentioned much about Adam Hedgecock here, driving around in Altitude Esports Blue. Just kind of made his move. He managed to avoid all the carnage and chaos. Come out in lead of his pit stops. He's basically just been extending the gap ever since. He's now out to about 12.6 seconds over the Oliveira with Scott and Williams. So, you know, been a bit fortunate in certain places. What do we reckon? Doherty, Scott, this is the lead. Doherty and Holman, that's the lead in the bronze. Obviously, Doherty seems flying at the moment because that's
he
Scott
really
in the
is. He's doing insanely well right now, not gonna lie. He's been flying through. I mean, didn't he take almost a second off of Holman's gap in between one of those lap 22, I think it was. Even then, that was still slower than Scott. So.
Yeah, you kind of can't help that, unfortunately. But I want to jump back into this battle because Wessels is now on the back of Peroni as we're coming to the end there as well. So Fletcher, Peroni, and Wessels are now coming round turn 13. They're on tower. They've got that little dip on the inside. We've seen how that's worked out before. And we're going to see how this one pans out. We'll follow this down the Almond Straight as they're coming looping down through 14 on the brakes for 15. Round they go.
In the Le Mans.
Yeah, there's these curbs. That's the problem, it's the curbs.
Yeah, that's the worst part. Oh, God, there we go. Down into the Golden Straight. This is where Mark Fletcher's got to keep his lead. He's got to keep that speed up so that Gianni Peroni and Stefan Wessels can't get around him on Sunset Bend. If he manages to get enough of a gap, he should be fine, but it's going to be tight. Obviously, Gianni Peroni and Stefan Wessels, they're going to fight as well. It's going to be, oh my word.
They're going to have to. They're going to have to.
They really are.
Yeah, Fletcher's in second. Watson's cleared off down the road. He's like 15 seconds down the road, is Adam Watson as well. Samuel de Oliveira, though, has unfortunately caught himself up in an instant. And let's have a look.
Oh, no.
Oliveira is in the murk. This looks like it's all on his own going down into the hairpin.
That dreaded hairpin turn.
Yeah, he's just gone round in the murk. The back end's just gone round and it's just left him kind of sat there. Yeah. Isn't anybody lucky enough was involved in that? There goes Baz Meacham in the Audi as we go back live. No, we don't.
They really have no grip on the grass, do they, James? Oh my God.
No, they don't. They don't. Right, hold on. I'm trying to go back live, but my wonderful timing software is kind of frozen.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. It's never good.
I wonder the live TV.
I know. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys, as well.
Watson's going to lose on Sunset and Fletcher's going to catch and take the win. That's a pretty decent prediction there, Daswell. It's pretty nice prediction. That could happen. It's possible, but Watson would have to lose a lot of time on Sunset for Fletcher to be able to catch up and take the win there. We haven't got too long left in this race. We've got about 7 or 8 minutes left just while James is trying to fix his issues here. All of our software is currently frozen, so apologies. We will be back right as soon as we possibly can once the SDK is fixed. Before we left off, we had our class leaders, Watson in gold. Hedgecock was leading the silver. Hedgecock, amazing photos. Do go check those out if you have the time. And we have Darren Doherty, who's been absolutely flying down the track, taking first place in the bronze class. Now that, obviously, they're pretty good races. Are these going to stay? We do not know. Currently, we are a little bit blind, so apologies.
But I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting.
Yeah.
In the back, I'm still putting out fires.
Let's hear it in the chat. Who you think? Let's hear it in the chat. Which races are you supporting today? Who have you got your eyes on?
Right, so we've managed to get some of it hopefully coming back to us very slowly. I've managed to get camera changes, so that's always good. Something. I do apologise for the replay screens that you are seeing as well, and trying to deal with that in the background of having a session open, and hopefully we will be able to try and get rid of this unfortunate problem here at the moment that we are trying to deal with here while we fight fires in the background. You get the pleasure of watching Mark Fletcher with Gianni Peroni coming around in the hairpin at the same time, and Peroni's going to run in there, but Mark Fletcher's got the inside line there, Matt.
What a turn there with Mark Fletcher. Nice defensive player there to keep himself ahead of Gianni Peroni there. Sunset seems to be where all the action's happening. That's the room where it happens, and it's gonna be deadly once it comes down to that final lap. As we see racers, they tend to get a little bit desperate towards the final lap, because that's where they get their last chance to kind of get ahead, get that last place, and get those last few points before we finish out this feature race. Unfortunately, everyone, we're still stuck on the replay screen. We're having a little bit of issues with production, so
this is
massive
live.
apologies.
I will say this is live, and what you are seeing is live.
This is live, okay.
Yeah. So this
we're
is
not
live.
blind anymore.
Unfortunately, I just cannot get the software to want to change over from that, and I'd hate to have to do what I think I've got to do, which is the wonderful world of Task Manager. Come towards Forbes, but he made a big impact at turn one, never to be seen since. No, Chris, he didn't. So unfortunately for that.
Oh, unfortunate there.
No,
I believe
he did make a big impact.
Yeah, I believe we've currently got Gianni Peroni actually overtaking Fletcher in second now. If I've got my cars correct, I believe it is the Altitude Esports in third there, followed by Stefan.
I'm not sure I'll be able to show you. You're not going to get much of a replay as Peroni goes into the hairpin. He sent it in deep originally. Fletcher looks like he was trying to come back up on the inside, but Peroni did manage to get it down. That's actually down into turn 10. So fair play to Peroni there as well for doing that job.
Yeah, very nicely done there.
Yeah, so we are back live, I hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try and do something really quickly, guys, and apologies if this does anything where it shouldn't do, but I need to bring up something. Just bear with me.
Well, we'll keep following Peroni here, coming around the bend. We seem to be a little... There we go, coming around the turn. Oh my god, James.
Right.
I mean, whilst you're fixing these turns
will resolve the issue. We may not have anything for a brief moment. Hopefully we should be back up and running. Can I just check that that's done? Can I just check that this is going to work? Yes, so
it looks like it's back.
And hopefully we are back live here with Peroni and Watson. Watson is out in front currently by about 20 seconds. Peroni's got Fletcher right behind him, 0.26 last 4.5 minutes. Excuse me there while I was just fighting with the software in the background at the same time. I managed to get out what I needed to get done. Hopefully it didn't affect anything that went on.
James.
Huh?
Let's get some props to James in the chat. Live TV is not easy. You got the tech issues are the worst. Let's hear some thank you James in the chat.
Give me some love. Hashtag we love James. I don't know.
Hashtag we love James. There we go.
That would do fine. But currently at the moment as well, we've got Gianni Peroni, Mark Fletcher, and Stephen Whistles here currently at the moment as well. There you go, Matt. Thank you so much.
There you go.
As well, I will say we've got 3.5 minutes remaining. I'm going to pick up the leader. He's on the backside of the circuit. Adam Watson going around turn 5. Absolutely stellar job from him. Rough start in the sprint. There you go. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you, mate.
You're very welcome.
Rough start in the sprint, but he's kind of made up for it in the feature, hasn't he?
He definitely has. I mean, he managed to get away from the initial crash, and after that, he's just stayed consistent the entire way. Not really slipping out much at all. I haven't seen anything coming up on the event manager about him crashing or going off track at all. So he's been having an absolutely picture perfect race going here.
Yeah,
fast as he possibly can, flying down.
Yeah, as well. Hedgecock now has got a 20-second gap in silver. So as long as he can keep it on the track, I think this is going to be Adam Hedgecock's win in this race. In the bronze, we got Doherty. He's got about 3.1 seconds currently over the guys in front of him as well. There is Darren Doherty. He's got about a second over Scott in front, of course, different class, and about 3 seconds back to Holman. So Darren Doherty having a stellar race as well. But back up front, Fletcher, Peroni and Wessels now. Let's see how this one can pan out and see how it goes as well. But thank you for sticking by while we were just sorting out the issues there as well. So much love to you all. And yeah, here we go again. Here we go, last 2:30 on the clock.
We've got maybe one good lap left, James.
Yeah, I don't think Watson, if I'm not mistaken, is going to get across the lap before the white flag.
He might do.
On the left-hand side, 2:17. Oh, he did. Going across the line before the white flag needed to come out, so there's going to be this one and one more. As we can see here with Adam Watson, look at that going on turn 1. 4th gear, kept it in as well. Fair play to you, sir.
Ah, nice.
I know it was. That corner is tricky. You need to get out.
It really is.
You need to get out on track.
Yeah, that's caught a lot of people out today, James, and he did that flawlessly. Fair play to... He's really showing why he's winning this race.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like...
He's literally full on, like, you know, showing why he should have been further up. And to be fair for Adam, it's been a really interesting season this season. So James needs a producer. Yeah, there is that as well. But it really is an interesting season this season for Adam Watson. You know what I mean? There's been up and downs, and he's had a bit of a rough one, and then he'll come back, and then he'll do this, and there just doesn't seem to be a consistent level of ground there as well. So, you know, it's
this
tough,
race is a show for it.
Yeah.
We know he's still got it. Even if you can have a few bad races, but you get that win, you're still feeling good about yourself for the rest of the season. Yeah,
absolutely. I've written down everybody else in finishing position where I think they're going to be finishing. The only class I've not written down is gold, because I'm not entirely sure where this is going to go as well on that one. So yeah,
I think for 1, 2, 3, it's going to be Watson, Perone, Fletcher. I think Perone might hold it. I was holding on Fletcher. I thought he was going to keep it, but
well,
I think Perone.
The line now. This is going to be the white flag lap here.
Here we go, Watson. What a performance by Watson.
Mate,
as well.
It's been dominating.
Absolutely
dominated.
Perfect.
So there he goes now. Going to come across the line. Barney is waving. Well done, Barney. I thought he'd taken another night off. He's had a few nights off this week, this Barney, so well done. This is Mark Fletcher coming now up to Gianni Peroni with one lap to go. The next 157 of these guys' life is going to all change. It's going to be make or bust as we come across the line, and it's all on what Fletcher is going to do with Gianni Peroni, and also well, I think Wessels is going to be a little bit farther back, but I think this is going to be Peroni and Fletcher here going into the final lap here at Sebring. What more can we ask for than some epic great racing? We've had some major collision at the beginning, we've had some epic great racing at the end, and the middle we had that go asleep after your roast dinner, but we've got there. And it's been that's the weirdest thing, right? I love racing, I love the iRacing, and I love this racing as well. But you do break it up into 3 parts when you got an hour race, don't you? You got the exciting beginning, that middle part that normally means you've had your roast dinner if you're watching the Formula 1. No, I do. You're watching the Formula 1 and you're normally eating your roast dinner while it starts.
See, I'm not really one for a roast. I'm not one for a roast dinner, James.
I'm sorry, you're fired. Hashtag fired, Matt. In the chat as well. Doesn't like roast dinners. Me and him are definitely going to fall out over the next bit as well. And then you generally have a snooze while the Grand Prix is on, and then about 40 laps later, before it gets to the last 10 laps, you wake up and go, oh, let's see who won. That's the kind of racing that this level of racing does sometimes bring. We had that little lull period in the middle. There was still good action all the way through. Baz Meacham obviously unfortunately getting the crop and coming out, crashing it out as well. Jamie Dory going off track, Matt Shorter, Jordan Bebois jumping into the pits as well, was involved in that incident as well. But we have got Adam Watson. Oh, where are you going? Wessels on the last lap of the last corner.
No.
Has gone shooting off, and he's got no lie, Tom Dadswell right behind him currently at the moment as well. Adam Watson takes your victory here this evening as well, so well done to him. Here's Gianni Peroni and Mark Fletcher going down into Sunset. Peroni's
here we
got
go.
it. Oh, can he hold it? He's on the brakes, he's on the brakes, he's on the brakes. I think this is going to be Peroni's.
Yeah, it looks like
going to
it.
get there. Nope. Peroni in the boot gets it done as well. Rafael De Santos is now climbing all over Gavin Gardner. This is all coming to cropper on the last lap. I want to
it really
see
has.
whether or not Stephen Wessel's actually, he did come across the line in fourth.
Yeah, there we go.
That's well not far behind him, but I think Gardner's going to hold it from De Santos there as they're coming running down into the line now. Job done and dusted. Neil Forbes is obviously tucked up behind currently Ryan Walker. This is a battle for class, mind you. Obviously, these guys are a little bit fire. But Chris Bergen, #FireMatt. Next thing he'll be saying he doesn't want gravy on his rosies. Roasties, exactly. You better have gravy.
No, you got it. Come on. Okay, I may be bad, but I'm not that bad.
All right. No, well, I'm just checking.
Hedgecock coming in first for silver there. Nice race by Hedgecock. Got to give him props for that. 22 seconds ahead of De Oliveira.
No, he got the job done, mate. It was absolutely flying. Now, I've got to watch out because a couple of these guys did jump in the wrong interview room last week. And unfortunately, they were kind of a little bit further back. So I am keeping out an eye of that one. So let's keep an eye on the interview booth there as well as we look at bringing you up the final finishing results. Here this evening, we're just waiting for the last of the cars to come across the line. Here they all come now. The 7th in bronze class, that's Daniel Stimon. As he's coming across the line, there is Stimon there. And the results will be in very shortly. There you go, Matt. Over to you.
Here we go. Ending off this feature race, we've got your race winner, Adam Watson, taking first place for the gold class, followed by Gianni Peroni in second, Mark Fletcher third, Stefan Wessels in fourth, and rounding out the top five, we've got Tom Dadswell, followed by Gavin Gardner, Rafael De Santos, rounding out the top golds. Then we've got Adam Hedgecock, winning first in class for silver, coming in eighth, followed by Samuel De Oliveira and Paul Scott in 10th. Darren Doherty with an absolute crazy race, coming in first for the bronze, followed closely by Sam Holman. Paul Williams in 13th in the silver class there, followed by Mark Sykes, then Nigel Stock. Then followed by Jamie Dory in the gold there, then Robert Adams down into 17th. Carmelo Metello in 18th, Francisco Santos in 19th. Santos Pereira, I believe his name is not quite showing up there.
Yeah.
We've got Gaza Williams in 20th, Neil Forbes in 21st, Ryan Walker in 22nd, followed by Baz Meacham in 23rd, Daniel Steinman in 24th, Jorge Santos in 25th, Jordan Bebois in 26th, and Matt Shorter in 27th.
Oh,
then we're followed closely by Stefan Albanese in 28th.
Yep. All done and dusted there as well. So much love to everybody who's jumping in. And I want to have a chat with your victor in the feature race, Adam Watson. Absolutely flying, took the victory by 21.847 of a second. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty happy now.
Okay. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
You know, led from start to finish, you know, green to checkered. What more could we ask for?
It would have been better if I didn't get the slowdown, and having to pass Gianni, but it wasn't too bad.
No, you did a stellar job, mate. Listen, I'm going to touch on the sprint, right? Now, obviously, I'm not, you know, just trying to recap here. Unfortunately for Gianni, at the time that there was contact made, he was going backwards down the grass. And as you know, Adam, you can't stop a car on the grass here, you know, racing. So it wasn't unfortunately intentional. It wasn't completely his own fault, but obviously that must have hurt, wasn't it, when you see this BMW coming kind of into your rear right quarter?
It didn't really help me screw my own race up by trying to get by Tom by full sending it around the outside and running wide. But I've watched back, there's net code, but there's also he's not touched his brakes once when he's on the grass. And so that's kind of annoying, but it's one of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Do we think, though, even if that was the case, he would have stopped? There might have been some speed taken off, don't get me wrong, but do you think there would have been him physically stopping, though?
I think he might have. He could have also turned as well, because he turns towards the track rather than away from it.
Yeah.
So I think there is factors which could have helped, but it's one of them.
It is one of them, but look, let's not go on the negatives. I don't do negativity. You won the feature, you took it from green flag to checkered, passed from Gianni Peroni, and went all the way through 21.8 seconds. Now, we go on to Montreal next week. What's your hopes now, Adam? Because, you know, it's been a bit of an iggly-piggly season for you, innit? You know what I mean? You've been involved in things that aren't necessarily your fault. You kind of... Then you come out and you do this and you take the victory at Sebring. You know, what are you hoping for in Montreal? Is consistency what you're looking for?
Yeah, the start of the season didn't really go well when I chose the wrong car. I went completely from what I'm used to, which is I'm used to the Audi, and I went for the Mercedes, and I can't drive it. So I kind of messed up there, but then I've had good races, like the sprint races at Imola, but then I've also had the feature races haven't gone particularly well. But going to Montreal, consistency, the car I like, Montreal I like, but it's Montreal, you've just got to ding the wall a little bit and you're in the pits.
Yeah, and the worst thing is as well is if you ding it in the in the champion chicane at the end there, you got to kind of go a whole lap because you would have missed the pit exit entry as well. So it was a rough thing. But look, Adam, congratulations on your victory. You absolutely went out and smashed it in the feature. You've really shown what you're made of and where you should be in the race results every single week. But before you leave the booth, is there anyone you want to give a big shout out to this evening?
All the guys at Altitude Esports, all our sponsors, everyone, especially like Mark, who brought me into Altitude a few months ago, Jason, literally anyone in the team and anyone who supports the team as well.
Awesome. I just want to point out it was a double header for you guys, Altitude Esports Blue, because not only did you win the gold, but Adam Hedgecott won the silver.
Yeah, it is actually great. Adam's really improving on, and he's doing really good in silver, and hopefully he can carry it on.
Yeah, absolutely. But there you go. That is Adam Watson in the booth. Adam, thank you so much for joining me, and we look forward to seeing what you can do in Canada next week.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm going to have a quick chat with Darren Doherty. Mr. Doherty, your win in bronze this evening in the feature. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that was the nervous wreck, that one.
Oh, mate, it looked a tough one. And it probably wasn't helped the fact that, Baz Meacham come together as well. It was a bit of a tough one for you guys.
Yeah, well, listen, at the hairpin, Chris Deans, I believe there was a massive, obviously, pile up first corner. Managed to skip through that, come into the hairpin. Deans had obviously been involved in that, and he can flam past a few cars. But I was in the inside of the hairpin. I was just riding the curb, and Chris came across me, and I actually stopped. He had T-boned in front of me, so the car was stopped for 3 or 4 seconds. So it was at the back. So it was a qualifying lap from lap 2 onwards. I had a good battle with Sam. Credit to him with some good close racing with him towards the end, and it was nervous at the end. I was just going, please don't make a mistake, not like Silverstone, the kind of an accident.
But you didn't, and you went and you went and took the victory.
Yes.
You are going to put it in words here, Darren. If we were on the podium, you got this big old trophy about now and a bottle of champagne that's about a foot high. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's it. And I've been drinking it alongside Robert, teammate. Last week he won, so this week I win. So yeah, it's all cheers all around for the team. But it was brilliant racing. I enjoyed the night, but it was nervous. It is nervous when you have the lead and you have Sam behind you. Within 1 second, 1.5 seconds for laps after lap. All it takes is one slide off track and you've lost it. So yeah, I'm just glad it's over. Sure.
Yeah, I bet you are there, buddy. But look, before you leave the booth this evening, is there anyone you want to give a big old shout out to?
Oh, your saves, obviously Nxtgen, the guys all for putting this on. Again, well done to the Altitude boys, obviously dominating again, but Watson winning this time round. But don't know what happened, Tom or Fletch, but I'm sure there'll be bragging rights going on there. But no, again, credit to everybody here for the commentating yourself, James.
Thank you.
Good show.
Thank you, mate, and much love, and we'll look forward to seeing you in Canada next week.
Yeah, see you then, James, and take it easy.
Take it easy. Right, we're going to have one final interview here with Rafael DeSantis into the booth. Rafael, how are you?
Well, I'm sweating, that's for sure.
Well, look, that's on the upside. That's a good thing. It means you've been working on, mate. That means you don't have to go out for a run tomorrow.
Yeah,
that one
exactly.
out. If you're sweating in the rig, you don't have to go to the gym.
Yeah, true.
But, it's, I'm just saying. It's possibly not true, mate, but there you go. Just take it from me that it is. Look, at the end of the day, bud, sprint, you know what I mean? Third place, you lost it in the corner. The two guys nipped up the inside of you. That was a tough one to swallow. However, the feature, there was a lot going on in turn one. Kicked off by, I believe it was Neil Forbes who hit the grass, went to power out, hit the curb, spun the car around, bang. Everybody after that was all a little bit stuck up behind him. You know what I mean? Tough night, really.
It was a bit unfortunate at the start. Obviously, it's always a bit sad to see that people are, or not sad, but more disappointed in seeing that people are just giving so much in the first lap already when you have a whole hour to. Obviously, I'm the one to say this because of what happened in Road America, but yeah, that was, that was just that was just a mistake on my end. Like, I was just me not paying attention. But yeah, in this occasion, I think people were just trying too much in the first lap, in the first corner, and yeah, there's not a lot of room, especially in this track. So yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, and the sprint race, I almost spun there, so I'm glad I still came third. And then the slowdown at the end also really messed me up, and I couldn't capitalize on maybe them fighting or something.
Yeah, it was tough, mate, and I think that's the thing. Okay, so listen, let's look back. Road America, mistakes happen, right? That's fair play. You pick your hand up, you said that, it was done and dusted. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, it was all finished. Here was the same thing. Neil Forbes ran wide. We know what it's like when you go out on that wide line there, Rafael. There's no recovery. You've just got to kind of hope that you can steer the car away from that curb, and it doesn't always work like that. And he hit the grass. He went to steer back onto the track. Bang. Round the front end went, and the rear end come round and decided it wanted to come and have a bit of the front. And there's nothing you can do, can you? Because once you slide it, mate, you're on that very tight section of turn 2, 3, and 4, and there's just nowhere physically to go, is there? And yeah, I'm sure, Neil's probably gutted about it because he's come round and everybody's just piled up. So, yeah, it's the worst thing ever, isn't it? As he goes sliding across, you've got no control of your car.
Yeah, I think honestly I blame myself a little bit there as well, because I was like, do I go for it or am I gonna get hit, or should I wait? And I didn't hesitate and just thought, well, I hope they're gonna go behind me when they come back on track. But yeah, I think even if he didn't hit me, I think the Lamborghini would have hit me as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think the Lambo of Ryan Walker was having a right old battle in there as well, trying to keep the car onto the track as it come across. So
yeah.
It was been a tough night for all, mate. You know what I mean? But look, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before you leave the booth this evening?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mango, who was watching me.
Oh yeah, Mango was it? We had a nice little chat earlier on. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah.
Anybody else?
My dad, I guess. He always enjoys watching me.
Good. There you go, guys, as well. Well, we look forward to seeing you in Canada next week there, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Take care.
I'll look forward to it.
Well, there you go, Matt. That sums up the evening of racing. Rafael DeSantis a little bit dejected. Darren Doherty on top of the world. Adam Watson, I thought would have been on top of the world, but didn't quite sound like he was on top of the world. But, I'm sure he's ecstatic about the fact that he's taken from green to checkers overall. But sum up the racing for me in one sentence before we finish off tonight.
Absolutely insanity on a different level to anything we've ever seen.
There you go. That basically sums up tonight's racing as well. So thank you to everybody who's joined me this evening. Chris Birkin, Daswell, as always, thank you again for jumping in. Mango, as he said. Phil, please check your DMs. Chris Danes as well. Hope what we were talking about has helped. David A. Favo, very unfortunate, unlucky turn of events. Sorry, guys. Hi, mate. Welcome in. Sorry I missed your message. Thomas Mora. Katie Ames, thank you again for joining me here this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. If you have, don't forget to give them a big old thumbs up. There is 2, one on Nxtgen, one on the JPB YouTube channel as well. Jeremy Mayer Noyes as well. Thank you so much again. Mr. Hedgecock, as always, much love to you. Elwin Elvit. Sykes, just a great surname. Absolutely love it as well. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me. And Matt this evening as well. So tomorrow night, we have got 2 events taking place tomorrow night. We've got a Crest Autosport GT3 and also through Race Room. And then we've got the Radical Race Series as well on Thursday tomorrow night as well. So look out for them ones on the JBB YouTube channel as well. So much love to you all this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. And as always, guys, from myself and Matt, you take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.